Welcome to the YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to listen to Dilbert and Fuckface have a conversation. They're going to ask the tough questions to Benjamin Netanyahu. Before I get started, do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links you see in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, check out the Discord if you want to join that and talk some shit with some people. Keep the Mandingo dick pics out of my fucking Discord. That's all I ask for, guys. Also, yeah, gruesome images. Keep that away too. But all right, so we reacted to a video with Dilbert and Fuckface where they're talking to John Spencer, and it was an up and down. Like the entirety of it was propaganda, in my humble opinion. These guys did not ask hard enough questions or something that's even pertinent to the fucking topic. They don't even ask any legitimate fucking questions at all. So there's no surprise to me that Netanyahu feels comfortable on this platform. No surprise here. I suspect actually, if you have Netanyahu on your show, I assume you're full of shit because he's not going anywhere where he's going to get asked something difficult. Like, does everyone agrees with that? Probably audience, the Discord, like
pretty much.
I'm sure people, yeah. So there shouldn't be much of a surprise here, but it's still fascinating to look at, right? Of like, damn, how far are people willing to go to be that full of shit? But then again, welcome to Earth. All right, without further ado, let's just get into this. Here is Trigger Fuckface dummies boosted up by Rogan and others. That say nothing interesting. They're not really intelligent at all, but they went to university. Don't worry. Here's these guys asking tough questions, according to them, to Benjamin Netanyahu. Here we go. Oh my god, it's fucking muted. Is it muted? What the fuck? Oh, I heard noise there. I think my internet's glitching. Volume up. See if this works.
When you were asked whether Israel is winning the PR war, you said we're definitely not.
We Jews have been fighting and losing the propaganda war for about 2,500 years. This is the fraud.
You're not supposed to be propaganda. You're not supposed to fight that war. You're supposed to be like, well, we tell the truth, and these guys are propaganda, right? Who cares? I know, who cares?
It's not merely the starvation fraud. It's a genocide fraud. If we wanted to commit genocide, we would have done it in one afternoon.
When you have ministers like Smotrich making
what does
Hold on. Pause.
What are these protests to the sea?
Hold on, let me find the actual beginning of this.
We have.
An ad, get extended interviews, no ad episode. It's great.
All right.
Prime Minister Netanyahu.co.uk.
Okay, good.
What he just said, though, it's like, see, we're not doing a genocide because, according to me, we're not doing really good at it.
No, it's a double-sided propaganda thing where it's like, we're not doing a genocide, and also our military is so goddamn special, we would have just destroyed everyone already. So it's bragging about your weapons, but also saying you're not killing people en masse, which they are. Blatantly. I'm just saying. But, all right. Let's get it started. Here we go.
Or click the link in the description of this episode.
No.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, welcome to Triggernometry.
This is the first time I've seen this guy smile.
It's great to have you on the show.
It's not a big smile. It's not a big smile, but it's the first time I've really seen this guy fucking smile. Crazy. All right, here we go.
.co.uk or click the link in the description of this episode.
Yeah.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, welcome to Trigonometry.
He looks happy.
Glad to be with you.
Actually.
It's great to have you on the show. As you know, what we do on the show is try to speak the truth, find out what the truth is, push back when it's appropriate, and have an honest conversation. That's why you're here, and we really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Obviously, lots of questions for you, including many of the things that are being said about Israel here in the West that you probably don't agree with. Before we get to that, though, what I really want to ask you about is October the 7th, and you had a very strange and unique experience that very few human beings have ever had, which is being in charge of a country of 10 million people when it's attacked in this horrific way. Where were you? how did you find out what was going on, and what was your immediate reaction? What did you think? What did you feel? How did you act in those moments?
Well, it was 6:29 and Shabbat Saturday morning. Got a phone call from my military secretary,
you know that
informing me that we've just been invaded
You
by
got the
Hamas.
questions.
The first thing that I asked was, is it a full-scale invasion? He said, looks like it. And I said, can we get the Hamas leaders? But subsequently, I made my way to the military headquarters of Israel in Tel Aviv, called for a general call-up of our reserves, hundreds of thousands, and declared war, and then proceeded to focus on the mission of winning that war.
That your correct answer was supposed to be hostages. That was supposed to be your actual answer, but they've basically don't care. This guy's, I mean, it's so transparent how full of shit this guy is. Then I look at his pictures in the background, I'm like, those look even more full of shit somehow. Look at that picture right there. It looks more full of shit than anything like in the world to me. Like, what is this Full House looking actors hugging each other, looking at shit? Is that?
Yo, don't quote me. I think that's Madonna.
No, that's his wife. That's his wife.
Oh, okay. I thought that was.
That's for sure his wife.
Just pictures of her with him.
Can you imagine? Life is a mystery. All that for BB? That'd be crazy. But, all right, let's continue. Here we go.
I can tell you that in these moments, you're really concerned with action. You're concerned with decisions. You're not, you don't wallow in the mire, as they say. You really think about what needs to be done now.
And have you and the people of Israel had time to grieve what happened, to process what happened to thousands of your people?
To grieve, yes. To fully absorb this savagery,
Looks like
I think
pseudo
it's more
emotion.
difficult because you seldom encounter such bestial behavior. In fact, I don't think you encounter it among beasts. I mean, the deliberate raping and murder of women, the beheading of men, the burning of babies in front of their children, the kidnapping of innocent people.
What? Am I tripping, or did any of that? That make sense?
Said
He
you don't
called,
see
he
that
called a
every day.
beast.
He said you don't see that every day.
The burning of babies in front of their children? Maybe I didn't hear that correctly. All right. It's sounding a little glitchy right now for me on my end. Maybe it's me. Wait, it just sounded weird the way. Whatever. Okay, here we go.
Among beasts. I mean, the deliberate raping and murder of women, the beheading of men, the burning of babies in front of their children, the kidnapping of
Well, he said it wrong.
Grandmothers,
Burning babies in front of their children.
It is savagery on a scale that we haven't seen since the Holocaust. And I think that it affirmed to me that,
like, this little fuck, he's here to trigger me, I think he's here to trigger me. Considering what they're doing in Gaza right now, this guy is invoking certain names, certain historical things that have happened, certain events of, like, killing babies, killing innocent men and women. Like, you are doing that daily. Daily, this guy is a part of that. He knows it, too, obviously. It's not by accident. He fucking knows he's doing that. And people want to say anything to me about calling someone a devil fucking worshiper? Come on. In your faces, they do this. You should be insulted by hearing this from this fucking guy. Give me a dum-dum who's brainwashed by this shit. I'll like them better than a guy who knows what he's doing and lying to you and trying to invoke some sort of emotional reaction from it. And Dilbert and fuckface, like, here to, like, let it happen. It's embarrassing. I can't wait. Here we go.
we're fighting a battle against barbarism.
Are you recording?
Against barbarism. And there isn't a symmetry between the two.
Yeah, you're recording.
Today, in this world of relativism, yes, of course, everybody is the same. No, we're not. We're not the same. We don't prosecute wars that way. We don't engage in such horrors. We don't deliberately mutilate human beings.
Yes,
this
you
is
do.
not what distinguishes our actions, but
It's just
it's
it's a series of accidents. Just we're not really good at bombing them. That's all.
According to him, yeah, it's all in oops. When I played that video of the little girl taking a canister of water across the street, and she gets fucking bombed. Oops. Now imagine that was your fucking child, or your little sister, or your friend. Is oops good enough for you? Or should that be something that never, ever, ever happens again? Ever. This guy is so phony, bro. He's putting on puppy dog eyes for the fucking camera. I bet this weirdo looked in the mirror and practiced faces for this. I almost guarantee it. I damn near, I don't do that too often. I almost fucking guarantee it. Here we go. If you fall for this shit, you're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. You're fucking dumb. Here we go. Fuck, man.
Today, in this world of relativism, yes, of course, everybody's the same. No, we're not. We're not the same.
We're not the same.
We don't prosecute wars that way. We don't engage in such
you do
horrors.
better than everyone else.
We don't deliberately
You're the best at
mutilate
war, huh?
human beings. This is not what distinguishes our actions, but it distinguishes theirs, and they do it with a fiendish glee. They come with GoPro cameras. This is savagery on a scale that is hard to absorb. But I'll tell you what.
And here's him where he's trying to win the... It's going to be pausing every 5 seconds. I'm so sorry, audience, but... I mean, there are a large amount of Israeli IDF soldiers doing, like, content with their actions in war. We're like, hey, guys, look at me... look at me shoot this fucking rocket launcher. Look at that. It's cool, right? Hey, look at me shell this building. Look at my Mimi try to go viral dance video in in a Palestinian school where no one is at, obviously, right? Because they bombed the fuck out of it. And now he's attempting to reverse PR what his fucking people are doing. You should be insulted. You should be.
They may come with GoPro cameras, but he goes for the cameras.
What? What do you mean?
They may come with GoPro cameras to film things, but he goes for the cameras, as in to confiscate the cameras.
Well, he doesn't allow media in. Well, the government doesn't allow the media in. In fact, like, right, Hamas does not have some sort of air force or air defenses, right? They don't have that. So why are you banning people from flying over top of the area? Or banning media companies from flying over it? Why do you do that, Netanyahu? Yeah, we know why. Because people would see the absolute destruction. Someone is rolling over in their graves that a Jewish man is committing a fucking Holocaust and doing it in the same manner the fucking Nazis did. Of subjugation, propaganda, lying, straight lying. Someone's rolling over in their fucking graves. Someone who died there or someone who survived that. And this is the result? All that for this fucking idiot? This is the guy that does this? Yeah. Every righteous person is rolling over in their fucking graves. Let's just be honest. Everyone's like, what the fuck is this? How do we allow this as human beings? And Dilbert and Fuckface are prime witnesses. Like, what is it? Money? Like, what is it? Is it money? Pride? I don't know. I have no idea why the fuck these two idiots are doing this shit. It's not for fans because, let's be honest, they're blatantly on the wrong side of history. Blatantly. All right, here we go.
It taught me.
It
said to me,
there's not enough
that
to
we're
say
not
about
merely
this.
fighting the battle for our survival. We're fighting the battle for civilization against barbarism. And that was true in the beginning of the war. And it's still true today, even though some in the West refuse to acknowledge it.
And it's a strange question, perhaps, but does every man or woman who sits in your chair expect to get that phone call at some point?
Well, they should be ready for it. And it comes, what we call the red phone rings constantly. It rings at 3 o'clock in the morning. And my wife says, can't you let us sleep one night? And the answer is not many. There are these interruptions because Israel is a country unlike any other. It is still surrounded by enemies committed openly and sworn openly to its destruction. And therefore it has to be vigilant and protecting itself constantly. And that's the first role of the Prime Minister of Israel.
And since October the 7th, your forces have obviously taken control of significant swathes of Gaza. Your intelligence operatives have secured caches of documents and information, phone calls, intercepts, etc. What do you now know about how this happened, why it was able to happen, including, you know, what happened on the Israeli side to make this possible? What do we now know about October the 7th that we did not know on October the 8th?
Well,
just remember, pedal the video asking Benjamin Netanyahu the tough questions. Just remember that. Let's continue.
What happened on the Israeli side needs to be investigated by an impartial commission because it
Keep
should
track
be
of how many
investigated
tough questions there are.
Prime Minister down to
Yeah,
the last
please. Just keep track of them.
official or a military person. That has to be done. But right now, what we do know and what we learned is that this was part of the Iranian terror axis. Iran had built this network of proxies with the goal of annihilating Israel by a simultaneous invasion from the south with Hamas, from the north with Hezbollah in Lebanon, with simultaneous pelleting of Israel massively with ballistic missiles.
Why does this background look like a green screen?
From their various proxies, not only Lebanon and Gaza, but also from the Houthis in Yemen, from militias, Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria, and from Iran itself. So this was meant to be a simultaneous surprise attack that would hobble Israel and destroy it. I think what happened was that they discovered that basically Hamas fired too soon. He didn't coordinate. The plan was there. Everybody knew that the plan was there. But for some reason, he went out and fired the first shot too early. And in many ways, I mean, it cost us a horrendous cost of 1,200 innocent people murdered savagely. But it also gave us the time to block a potential invasion from Hezbollah and to organize the counterattack, which we proceeded to do from day one.
So you're just lucky?
So Hamas was cooking up a plan to be like, all right, listen, music festival. This is how we take down the entirety of Israel. We raid this one fucking music festival in some kind of like random neighborhoods. Do you think that was an actual Operation Take Down Israel plan? It wasn't. Like, come on. We're not stupid, dude. Come on. But
no, Israel's just lucky. Israel's just lucky that Hamas killed 1,200 people, and that wasn't part of Iran's plan. They didn't work out their timing with Iran, Syria, and the Houthis.
Yeah.
And Lebanon. The plan just foiled. Like they attacked too early.
Yeah.
The Morse code didn't sync up correctly.
Iran's
so
like,
Israel's just Israel was about to be wiped off the face of the planet, but they're lucky. I guess it's because they're the chosen people, huh?
Iran was like, my brothers, I thought you were going to do this during the Justin Bieber concert. You went too early and used Beyonce. We agreed on Bieber. What the fuck, man? Is that what happened, Netanyahu? They coordinated the concerts wrong. And by the way, there's a theory out there. Hold
They
on.
wrote
Hold on.
noon
There's a fucking
meant
theory out there.
midnight.
Hold on. There's a theory out there where it's borderline conspiracy. But the idea was like, oh, this concert where there's like these more of the hippy dippy types, the peace and love, man. Like those type of guys. Those are the ones who were attacked. Right? There's a theory out there of like, hey, maybe that's not a coincidence. Not on the I'm pro Hamas side, but in the like Israel coordinating or allowing something or whatever the fuck. It's a conspiracy theory, but I don't leave anything untouched. That's a major pause, by the way. But I look at every possibility of a situation. I really do. Conspiracy or not. I consider all of it. So I'm just saying, like let's say like the more peace-loving people, maybe they were the ones that were actually attacked on that day, which is a crazy kind of coincidence. All right, here we go.
Minister, can you? I know this might feel like a strange question, but I do think it's important. And it's a question many people are asking. Is you clearly have incredible penetration of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard in Iran. You have incredible penetration of Hezbollah.
Yeah, it's a major pause. There we go.
I do think it's important. And it's a question many people are asking. Is you clearly have incredible penetration of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard in Iran. You have incredible penetration of Hezbollah. I don't know how embedded your operatives were within
So
Gaza.
incredible. It's incredible.
How did your intelligence services not see this coming? I mean, you've talked often about the fact that the London Underground is smaller than the tunnel network in Gaza. How come you didn't know? And if you did, how come it was not a red flag that all of this was about to happen?
Well,
that'd be a good question. What this fuckface is asking
built it.
Well, hold on. Forget about it. Like, it's that this fuckface is asking a question. Do not get sidetracked here. There are blatant, in-your-face, obvious things to actually ask questions about. Now, if they ask like the same quote-unquote tough questions, but in different areas where it's like, yo, why are there people starving over there? Why did you blow up this little girl over here? Or this little boy over there? How'd this person get shot? Answer for every single little fucking incident you can, right? Unless that happens, this may look like a tough question, but it's actually not. It really isn't. Hey man, how did Tower 7 come down? Office fires. And they move on. But there's actually plain as day, blatant things to actually go over that people skip. Like it gets skipped over. It really does for the sensational ideas of some sort of conspiracy or something. Good.
For the most part, the Gaza tunnels were built by Israel.
And that is confirmed, I'm sure.
Yeah. To a level. Like, to a percentage.
Okay, but do you see how
of the tunnels,
but
most of it was built by Israel.
Okay, Dubster, but I get the, kind of made-for-TV entertainment style things, but like if you actually just like, hey, no, we're going to play you a video. Here's a video of this little girl getting bombed directly. What do you say about that? Now, if he says, well, that's just war, he can't do, like, you're going to look like a dumb fuck saying that, right? Do you see what I mean? Like just getting directly to the meat and potatoes of the situation. Although this question is worthy, it's very worthy. It's just, from these fuckfaces, I expect them to let Netanyahu off the hook for shit that we know blatantly. Not speculation. Blatantly know about it. That's what I'm saying.
We blatantly know that Israel built most of their tunnels.
But if you show a little girl getting blown up and have them make an excuse for it, do you see what I'm saying, Dubster? Or is it really like outside of your mind for that?
I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying what I said was blatant.
Okay. All right, here we go.
That I think will be answered by this impartial investigation, but I think part of it was a mindset that said that Hamas is deterred and Hamas is not going to do it.
They will
And
have
that's a
their
very
own
big
October
part of
7th
it. But
report.
on day 2 of the war, I said when Hezbollah joined after day 1, they joined day 2. And I said, we will change the face of the Middle East. Because for me, it was very clear that we were not only fighting Hamas, but we were fighting Iran with its various proxies, this noose of death that they wanted to strangle us with. And I think that that's the larger understanding that everybody has today. I don't think many people believed me at the time, but it was obvious to me that it's not enough to hit very hard, hit Hamas and hobble Hezbollah, but that we'd have to deal also with their sponsors and the larger axis that made this possible. So I think those lessons have been learned, certainly by Israel, and by acting against Iran's terror axis, which is meant to ultimately to conquer the West. That's what these people think. That's what they believe in. It's irrational. You say, how could do you believe that? Can you believe that people would actually think we'd deliver death to America and we destroy Europe? No, they couldn't possibly mean that. Well, what do you think? Do you think they mean it or not?
Well,
someone tell Doofus and Fuckface that he didn't answer the question. He didn't answer it.
No, they couldn't possibly mean that. Well, what do you think? Do you think they mean it or not?
Well, they keep chanting it, so I'm tempted to believe them, yes.
So when you believe them, exactly the point. When you believe them, then since I believed it, I think that what we had to do was ultimately take on Iran itself. And of course, on day 2, after you suffered the worst attack on Jews since the Holocaust, it may seem, a ridiculous goal, an imaginary goal. No,
Didn't they ask about, weren't they asking, like the failures that had, damn, what happened? How'd this happen? Well, maybe there was some things there, but anyways, Iran, an axis of evil, right? Just leans into that direction. And these two went to university, brilliant genius brains here, didn't realize that happened. He just sideswerved the fucking question, and these two geniuses didn't pick up on it.
He did answer the question. He said we should investigate that.
Oh, okay, got it. That's a good answer.
We should investigate what we did wrong on October 7th. That's what we. Yeah, I should do my job as president of Israel.
They did investigate that, and they pretty much assessed this guy's got to get out of here, and he keeps changing the rules so he doesn't have to leave.
Right. Well, what he's saying is we're going to investigate it until they get it right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Awesome.
If it was up to the will of his people, he would not be in charge.
I'm aware of that. But I love how these two geniuses, they got nothing.
The other guy hasn't said anything yet.
Who, Dilbert? Dilbert?
The most handsome guy of these three, yeah.
Dilbert. Got it.
Boss.
Well,
That's
Dilbert
sus,
fuckface.
Anthony. Can't say that shit.
It's a joke, Doctor. I'm clearly being facetious.
Fuck. Area code locker 155. There we go.
It may seem, a ridiculous goal, an imaginary goal. No, it wasn't. It was very clear. We'll turn back. Israel will recover very quickly, and fight back and demolish Hamas, and then demolish Hezbollah, and then demolish the Assad regime, and then hit very strongly, hit Iran in ways that surprised the world. And I'm very proud of the people of Israel who stood fast, and I'm very proud of the soldiers of Israel. I call this incredible 12-day war with Iran, I call it the Rising Lion operation, And I did that because in the Bible it says that the people of Israel
in the
were
Bible,
robbed
huh?
like
In
lions.
the Bible, huh?
And that's exactly what our soldiers did. And I'm very proud of them.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Let me introduce you to the people I work
This
with
guy's
to
already
protect
selling
my
us stuff,
family
huh?
against
You see
financial
this?
instability, inflation,
Let's
and
display-
turmoil. For
yeah,
me,
sell us
one
gold.
of the best ways to safeguard your wealth is by investing in gold.
The only good thing from these fucking idiots existing, from the whole Rogan dumb fuck people universe of dumb fucks, the only beauty is that these guys don't copyright because they would look like stupid idiots for them to be claimed. Well, they don't copyright now. They might in the future. The only actual positive thing is that because they talk about, free speech and right, they let you use their content. That day will probably end at some point, to be honest with you. But that is the only gift these idiots have given us. Thank you, Rogan. Thank you very much. Although he copyrights himself. Right? He does abuse the copyright thing. I'm just saying.
The price of gold goes up with war.
It's so inverted kind of yeah, don't worry, they sell gold in this one too. And it's like, huh.
You know, like when if you're ending wars, you actually the price of gold goes down too. It goes up and down.
Dubster, what's it feel like to be played that hard? How do you feel now? How's it feel?
I got my gold.
Tell
I
everyone.
got my gold.
Oh yeah, they played you with shit like this, didn't they?
I got.
How does it fucking
my
feel,
gold.
huh? How do you feel
I'm
about that?
good, bro.
Do you feel betrayed, angry, upset, bitter?
Oh,
Where you at? Nothing? You got nothing for them? Okay.
Feeling great.
Yeah, okay. Sure you are. All right, here we go.
I ain't got no debts.
Okay. Here we go. No, you got some
Before
debt.
Francis takes over, I have
You
one
do.
more question. I think
fucking
even
know
your
it.
worst critics wouldn't deny the incredible success you have had in taking down the Iranian proxies and Iran's capabilities itself. But one of the things that we have heard here in the West, and I wanted to get your perspective on it, is that in the run-up to what happened on October 7th, for many, many years, Israel was
This shit might break a record for saying October 7th. They might break the record.
allowing, the Israeli government was allowing Qatar to pump money into Hamas and using that in effect to strengthen Hamas against the Palestinian Authority to prevent a united Palestinian state. What do you say to those claims?
Well, I think it's hogwash. I mean, we're stuck with Hamas. I was actually against leaving Gaza and resigned from the government when it did so, when it decided to tear out the settlements, because I said this will be overtaken by Hamas, and Hamas will use it as a platform, will use Gaza, a de facto Palestinian state in Gaza, to pellet us with missiles and rockets, the surrounding cities. This was poo-pooed by the government at the time. I thought it was insane. But once they gave up Gaza, that's exactly what happened. Hamas took it over and turned it into a terror bastion. And the question was, what do you do with it? Well, there were various theories. One of it was that you have to aid the civilian population in such a way that you don't have diseases. So you've got to take care of the sewage, you've got to take care of electricity, you've got to make sure there's no famine there. And that was the policy that advocated giving money, which was partial money, by the way. Of all the money, the billions that went into Gaza, this was a fraction, and it was monitored. So it didn't really make the difference. And it also, what did they do with the billions that they got? Not from Qatar. The billions that they got, they built a terror city underneath, terror tunnels.
He's going to bring up Iran here. But so you're saying, yes, we gave them money, but don't worry, it wasn't that much money. Minuscule in comparison to something? Because if you say 500 million to like some random person, they'll be like, that's a lot. Holy fuck. That's a lot of fucking money. Say the number, BB. Say the exact fucking number. You should know it. It's your job to know the number. Fuck. We didn't give that much money, though. We gave money, but not that much. And also the question is about allowing versus we gave Qatar money to give to them. Let's just be honest about it, guys. Let's not bullshit about it. Anyways, here we go. I'm sure. Okay, I think he's ready to blame Iran now. the Iran nuclear deal where Iran got billions of dollars and they took that billions of dollars and gave it away to terrorists and Hamas and helped them do October 7th, the 37th time we bring that fucking date up. That is where we're at, guys. They hate you, aka. Here we go.
You've been to Gaza? Have you seen it?
No.
You're both welcome to come, and I'll make sure that you have a chance to.
You're welcome to come to Gaza. Oh, fuck. That's a lie.
Is that a threat?
You're welcome to come to Gaza.
No, he feels very comfortable with it.
Yeah. Well, no, these guys are not threats anyways. Right? I have this little like mental test thing. Like if the gates are open, these guys are not going to be seen. They're going to be running for their lives. They're not here for the real deal.
If you invite someone, like you can to invite someone to stand in front of your target, sounds kind of like a threat to me.
Well, I think he's inviting someone to do the Douglas Murray tour where they watch the IDF blow up buildings from a safe distance.
No, I get it, but the way he's phrasing it, it sounds like I'm not inviting you to the gun range. I'm inviting you to sit in front of the target in the gun range.
Well, okay, but he's not threatening them, and they're on the team. They're okay.
It's a funny play on thought.
Yeah, they're on a team.
No, it's a funny play on thought. Like, it could also be a threat of keeping them in line.
Hey, yo.
Even though it's not.
Hey, yo, audience members.
The way he phrased it.
Yo, audience members. Do you ever think the culture war thing would lead to this? You ever think that? Well, welcome to the real show. What you were missing, what you weren't paying attention to. Welcome in. Come on, take a seat. Take a seat and watch your culture war thing happen. This is now what it is. Enjoy your show. Here we go.
Built a terror city underneath, terror tunnels. Have you been to Gaza?
Terror tunnels.
No.
You're both welcome to come, and I'll make sure that you have a chance to see it. But you got to see the unseen underground city that they did. So they built tunnels with the vast aid that they got from elsewhere. I didn't believe that Hamas.
You didn't bring up Iran. That's crazy.
Make peace with us. I thought Hamas had to be constantly cut back. I myself, of the 4 military operations that we had since the rise of Hamas, since its takeover of Gaza, I led 3 operations to cut them down, not to accommodate them, killed some of their senior leaders. But there was a question whether we had the consensus, both national and international, to go into Gaza and wipe them out. And the answer was we didn't have it. After October 7th, that changed. We had that consensus, at least for a while, until the Western leaders.
This guy's like admitting the crime out loud. Like almost admitting it out loud. Like if you actually have like a brain, I'm saying. Like, well, before October 7th, we couldn't just like bomb all of Gaza. But now we can.
But you're saying it from a PR perspective, right?
But he just admitted to like the actual like, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like you didn't have the excuse to just go in there and just willy-nilly just shoot and kill everything you fucking see, right? But now you can because of October 7th.
Showing you the
his repeated use of the word Hamas. I mean, I don't know if everybody, when they say Hamas, means the same thing. If they're talking about the same thing, right? Because when he talks about Hamas, I mean, it seems like he talks about like all Palestine. He's talking about like basically these terrorists or this governing body, but they're also like they're almost like a symbol the way he talks about them, right? Like they're just the evil guys. And then
I think he's actually less than that realm, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, when they killed a bunch of people, like they're it's almost like assumed that everybody is Hamas, right? Like it's the way, like
That's
when
where
other
it's
people
shaky
die.
at. Yes. The idea of Hamas is pretty defined as like this is a group or a team or a government or a militia / military, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But here's where it gets like tricky: is that they don't, but also like former, like not former, but like Muslim Brotherhood, right? They'll say that. But here's where it actually gets like tricky when it comes to dealing with actual people: is where, okay, what's their uniform? What's their logo? What's their tactics? Like military tactics. Do you see how it gets like tricky from that point on to where fuckface, devil worshiper all the way to the right here can deem anyone Hamas or Hamas supporter or Hamas sympathizer. That is now doable in the PR world with all of it. Because there is no official uniform.
The other guy said that I think it was he said the average age of the Hamas like recruits are 16 years old. That's what the guy claimed, which I don't believe, but like this is the way that they're looking at the situation, or at least how they're telling
You're
us.
saying the John Spencer guy that was on this show
Yes.
before. Okay.
Yeah, that last guess.
Trying to
So
make that clear. Yeah.
right. And so if you're already thinking like these kids can be potential Hamas, or like you're already looking at it from that way when there are a bunch of 13 or 16-year-olds dead. Like, yeah, like it doesn't, you're not separating that from Hamas. You're like, this is, yeah, those are bad guys too, or they could have been.
I don't think people take this term devil worshipping harsh enough. I think it's actually very accurate. Very, very accurate. By my definition, and I'm the one saying it, so.
So when you think about like when Bibi right now talks about like wiping them all out, and you take in the context where if someone else gets wiped out in the process, like that's fair game. As, as, as far as I can tell, that looks like that's how it gets played. So that gives a whole different context than if we were, let's say we were talking about like ISIS or something, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, uh, ISIS is much simpler to like separate out. Yes, they can blend in with people, but it's a very clear distinction. Like you don't really mix it up in the same way where it's like, oh, somebody was
I disagree,
just
but
kind
I
of,
hear what you're saying. I agree with that.
yeah, they're just in their house. The family got blown up. It's like, well, they might have been ISIS. But you don't ever hear that, right?
Okay. Get what you're saying there. Although you have the white helmets, Al Nusra, like you have like groups in Syria where they were allegedly like blending and intermixing with ISIS people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah. they could actually yeah, you said blend in, but they don't get like treated like that. There is no like
That's what I mean.
essentially like home base type of thing for ISIS, really. Right? There's no like, oh my god, they're over here, they're in Gaza, right there. That's ISIS fucking home base. Like no, but they do that with Hamas. And the statements earlier where they say like, oh, let's get the hostages, right? Or like, hey, no, it wasn't this. It was someone in a video saying, just release the hostages. Right? Just release them. If they do that, they're still stuck with a problem, which is this little like conflationary term like Hamas or just like PR around it to where anyone could be called Hamas. There's no actual real definition. And they almost do the same thing in regards to anti-Semitism, right? We're like, oh, fuck you, you Zionist. Well, if you call me a Zionist, which means you're saying, you hate Jews, don't you? You hate Jews. Like, see how the terms get like mushy and played with and abused by devil worshippers. Like, straight up.
Well, if you believe that any one of the people there can be Hamas, then what's the end game? When do you declare success?
When they're all gone. That's the actual answer. When they're all gone. Either by death or by exile. When they're gone, that means we won. According to this devil worshiper to the right, the devil worshiper in the White House right now, his devil worshipping team, Netanyahu's devil worshipping team, and devil worshipping content creators. Like these two idiots. These two little stooges, little fuckboys. Yeah. I bet some dummy in high school called these two fools out long time ago. Like, oh, you're a little bitch, aren't you? And they weren't being a bully either. They were just like, yo, you're a little fuckboy, aren't you? And they were right. Anyways. I'm sorry, hey. Let's continue. Here we go.
Leaders buckled, but that doesn't change our understanding that we have to get rid of Hamas. Those
Did you know
monsters have
about
to
the
go.
terror tunnels before October?
See that? Hostages? Let's say they release all the hostages. Guess what? Like, they could just pivot to, well, we have to get rid of Hamas. And who's Hamas? Fuck if I know. According to Netanyahu, the fuck do I know? Apparently, it's a little girl carrying a water fucking jug. It's 15 medics of the Red Crescent. It's little kids seeking fucking food. Anyone could be Hamas. Duh. They've been using that the entirety of what's happening. That's why the amount of death is just so staggering. That's why that's the case. And by the way, let me make a correction. So thank you, Silver, for pointing this out. I think I said the 9-to-1 civilian to quote unquote combatant ratio, like right of being like 9-to-1, and it was slightly lower than another event. I think I said Korea, the Korean War. I was wrong. Actually, he's saying Hiroshima. Hero fucking Shima. Where we dropped that bomb that just killed like 100,000. Boom, instantly. Killed.
That we dropped on the civilian place.
Yes.
Not an enemy base. Not a base.
Yes. And actually the Matthew Cockrell context was like, yeah, there's some like military guys in the area. That's why it's 9-to-1. But if you keep it a buck, it's probably higher than that. Either way. How do you drop a bomb that massive that kills that many people, and you're only slightly below that ratio? How the fuck does that happen? Unless it's deliberate killing on purpose with no cares about it. And you can tell with certain people, in my humble opinion, I think you can tell. Because let's say there's a guy that's a bad guy, right? A quote-unquote bad guy. And they killed him like, yeah, we killed the target, we killed them, we destroyed them, we annihilated them, right? Where it's like, I don't care if it's fucking Hitler. You don't just say that casually. There has to be like an emotion behind it. But these guys don't showcase that, do they? When Trump says he annihilated Soleimani. When Netanyahu says he annihilated some Hamas leader. Where there's no like real like, there's no care about it. That should be scary. But what are they doing? They're playing off how stupid we are. That's how they get away with things. If you fell for these two idiots, if you fell for Dilbert and Fuckface, if you fell for them, you fell for Netanyahu. Like, seriously. And apparently it's easy. That's the thing that's the most scary to me, is that it's easy to do. These guys aren't special. They're not saying anything interesting or extra academic or extra intelligent. They're not doing anything special. They don't talk special. They don't look special. There's nothing special about them. And people fell for this. That's what's scary to me. Fuck right, man. All right. Let's hit play. Here we go. I'll be right back. Man.
Were you aware that they were building them?
Yes, of course. We knew. We didn't know the full extent because it's underground and there are limited ways. I think Israel has very good intelligence, but intelligence is collection, and that is always limited. And then you have to have your assessments. That is also limited. Yes, did we know about underground tunnels? Of course, yeah, we know it. Yeah.
Prime Minister, you've just used the words, the Western leaders buckled, and I'm assuming what you're referring to is Keir Starmer's statement on the 25th of July, where he said that the UK would recognise a Palestinian state. What is your response to that? And do you think that was just going to essentially encourage Hamas to continue their resistance?
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, look, they commit the greatest...
Sorry, I missed it. Dilbert opened his fucking mouth. They had no pushback for any of that shit, huh? So I guess Dilbert has a question to ask. Okay. Go ahead, Dilbert.
Yeah.
Prime Minister, you've just used the words, the Western leaders buckled, and I'm assuming what you're referring to is Keir Starmer's statement on the 25th of July, where he said that the UK would recognise a Palestinian state. What is your response to that? And
why'd you say that like that? Who the fuck are these guys? Huh? But yo, real fucking savages out there. Why are we allowing this? Funny is, they probably wrote off the back of true masculinity, red pilling, shit like that. That culture war shit, I'm sure they wrote in on that shit. And you let dweeb right here run your fucking psyche. Good fucking luck, you dummies. Fuck. You need to hear this shit. You need to hear that you're being stupid. Here we go.
Western leaders buckled, and I'm assuming what you're referring to is Keir Starmer's statement on the 25th of July, where he said that the UK would recognise a Palestinian state.
He almost sounds angry saying
to that. And do you think that was just going to...
Jesse, am I tripping? Does it not sound like almost mad about that? Am I tripping?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's putting a lot of strong emphasis on
a Palestinian state. He sounds like Stefan Molyneux having a bad day.
He doesn't speak that often. Well, except for that last interview. For some reason, he spoke the most.
Yeah.
Constantine was quiet the whole time. That was unusual. But yeah, he usually just asks a couple questions.
Yeah. I'm not saying anyone to run off of that. I'm just saying, he sounded like in my ears. It was like, are you fucking angry about this? What's going on here? A fucking Palestinian state. How dare they? But it sounds like
what you're referring to is Keir Starmer's statement on the 25th of July, where he said that the UK would recognise a Palestinian state. What is your response to that? And do you think that was just going to essentially encourage Hamas to continue their resistance?
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, look, they commit the greatest savage...
What the...
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this question.
Yeah, I distracted with that statement about his anger. Let me hear that the second part of that.
Assuming what you're referring to is
good.
Yeah, so when we listen to it, I think I just heard him say recognizing a Palestinian state. Maybe I heard it wrong. So recognizing a Palestinian state.
Yeah, Starmer recognizing.
Yeah, strengthens Hamas or something.
Let's hear it again. Okay. Yeah, here
we go. Yeah.
Starmer's statement on the 25th of July, where he said that the UK would recognise a Palestinian state. What is your response to that? And do you think that was just going to essentially encourage Hamas to continue their resistance?
Oh fucking Christ! This is what
Like
is
this
out
time,
here.
this
These
type
are
of
our
tough
brains.
question. Yeah, like a tough question like that is like is BB's team writing this for you, man? It's like, all right, well, I'll do the interview, but we gotta edit these things.
And will this bolster Hamas? Like what? Like the idea of a two-state solution was being debated before Hamas existed. You dummy. Will this bolster Hamas? Is that the thing you go with? Like, I mean, even this, like, it's not even a softball question, but it's like, it's more of like a mid question. Not like, yay, if Palestine had a state, what borders do you agree with? Is it the 1967 border? Is it this fucking time period border? Like, what? What do you have? Like, that'd be a better question to where if he said like, well, there is no such thing as Palestine, would look like a really bad answer, right? If you're being like a real like journalist or a real like question person, a real idea seeker. But the way he asks,
Yeah.
he follows up his question before there was a need for a follow up. He follows up anyways, and it feeds into the fucking thing, right to the narrative that Netanyahu wants to say. Hey, does this bolster Hamas? What's his answer? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, so you'd want to know first, like, what his position is on, or maybe you might know from other news, but you're interviewing him, right?
Yes,
You want
exactly.
something on the record.
Exactly.
On the record is what is your position about a two-state? And he might say, well, he could explain his reasons, whatever it is, but
That'd
yeah,
be in his answer, right? It would be in his answer.
but yeah, but he's pulling in already, like, but he's already pulling in a negative situation to it, so he's contaminating the question and basically framing it in the way like it's already set up for BB.
Dude, he's taken the bullet for him already. So, like, if he asked him, like, oh, do you think Palestinians should
Yeah.
have a state? Well, they shouldn't because it bolsters Hamas, right? That might be his normal answer, right? But this guy took the wind out of it and said, well, do you think it bolsters Hamas? Which means when he gives this obvious, horrible answer he's about to give, it makes these guys look bad instead of Netanyahu himself. It's like weird, like he almost like took a bullet for him right there instead of like letting him answer it. It's fucking bizarre. This is bizarre behavior from quote unquote critical thinkers. Yeah, these are your culture war fucking heroes, aren't they? Idiots. You fell for these two? Dummies.
So
Fucking
if
dummies.
BB answers something like, well, we can't allow Hamas, blah blah blah, then that ends up being your answer to a two-state solution. Right? Like, yeah, that's your answer.
Yeah. Well, we can't do that while Hamas is there. Who's Hamas? All of them. Oh, okay. It's hard to tell who's Hamas and who's not. It's very vague, ambiguous. You don't know who's Hamas. So thus we have to keep fighting and fighting and fighting until there's no more Hamas. And then, at the end of the war, there's like, well, there's two people left. Are they Hamas too? I think so. Shoots them and kills them, walks away. Like, this is where we're at.
Take no chances. We've gotten this far. We've gone this far. We can't take no chances.
Brilliant. Joe Rogan. How dumb is Joe Rogan, by the way? Can we do a little section about him right now? How fucking dumb is that guy? How dumb is he? It's embarrassingly dumb.
It's comfortable.
Those jokes I make about, like, oh, if Hitler was alive and was in front of Joe Rogan, he'd have the best interview of his life. That joke is actually true. It's actually true. That should be scary. The #1 podcast in the world? That's scary. That slime balls get to flow right through his fucking, right in front of his fucking face.
Not only that, how much money would you make off of that? That video alone.
They'd make a lot of money. Yeah, like, Hitler's actually alive. We have him on our podcast. So what's it like burning bodies? What's it like? Wow. People, it took them years, but people are realizing his stand-up sucks, his interviewing style sucks, his politics suck, his show fucking sucks. It's all dog shit. It used to be all right, but in this time period, I'm sorry. It's dog shit. It's bad content, actually. Unless you're a famous content creator that wants to make money off of Joe Rogan, thus you love what he does, and he's the hardest question asker in human history, apparently. Right, Dave? Dave Smith, right? Right, Jimmy Dore? Joe Rogan's so smart, and the way he asks questions, wow, he gets to the bottom of things. Does he? These guys made it through, no problem. If I had to guess, Netanyahu would make it through Joe Rogan's podcast. Fine. Well, maybe not now, but before.
He hasn't gone on the show, right?
No.
He hasn't been on. You guys got BB first?
Well, right now, BB would be fucked, right? But before, this guy would be fine. I'm pretty sure. I think BB Netanyahu would be fine on Joe Rogan's podcast before October 7th. I almost guarantee that because Trump was. Trump was fine. Tulsi was fine. Bernie was fine. Yeah, it's an easy walk through the park. And saying, hey guys, I'm just a dumb comedian is not good enough anymore. It's not good enough. 5-year-olds have the fucking internet now, Joe Rogan. It's not good enough. Embarrassment, bro. That's your number one podcaster? Yo, audience. That's your number one podcaster? Him? That embarrassment? That's your fucking number one guy? If aliens showed up, they might be like, yeah, nah. And put that bitch in reverse, do a 3-point fucking turn, get the fuck off this planet. But yeah, we're out of here.
My guess would be that it would still be it would still be a softball, but he would talk shit after on following following podcasts.
Okay, so his comment section would catch him up. Okay.
Did you believe he said that?
Yeah, man, I had the head of the FBI on my fucking podcast, and you can't believe what he said. He had kind of a bad answer for that. That'd be nice if you could tell him that in person, Joe Rogan. That'd be very nice. Pussies. And not even, dry pussies, by the way. Anyways, back to Netanyahu, Dilbert, and Fuckface. Here we go.
Yeah, of course it does.
Welcome to the YellBro, guys. We pause the video and talk.
The greatest savagery against Jews since the Holocaust. And the Prime Minister of Britain says, we'll reward you with a de facto state, which is committed openly to repeating the October 7th massacre over and over and over again.
So the Palestinians having a state is a reward for Hamas. That is the typical talking point at this time, at this juncture in history and in life. Dilbert and Fuckface don't realize it's a talking point, I guess. If I took them serious, I'd be like, I guess they don't realize that this thing that has been repeated over and over again on all these national publications and big profile programs, somehow they didn't catch wind of it, and they don't realize that he's using talking points. Crazy, huh? Also, they know nothing about the ceasefires to actually debunk the notion that Netanyahu is saying right now, but of course, who cares, right? Who cares? Hamas agreed to actually giving their arms up and stepping down with an official Palestinian state. They said, "We're done. We'll step back. We're out of here. If you give us a state." But hey, they could be lying. But who are the people that are trying to hold them to that lie? Or sorry, hold them to the actual scenario. It's these motherfuckers, bro. It's straight up devil worshippers. These are the guys that are trying to hold Hamas to some sort of standards. Meanwhile, they blow up children left, right, and up and down willy-nilly. No problem. They fucking kill children, grandmas, grandpas, parents, brothers, sisters, strangers. They kill everyone. They've killed every type of person. They've killed doctors, journalists, preschool teachers, preschoolers. They've killed every type of person in this engagement, in this genocide. Oh, it doesn't stop there. They killed all these different people in all different types of way. Bombing, bullets, starvation, like chemical deaths, water, like dehydration, direct damage, collateral damage. And this guy is somehow skates by on their program. Skates by like he's not like no one's there. This is the world you live in, guys. Maybe you should start getting like pissed off about it. I don't know. You tell me. I think it's time to get like pissed off about this shit. But you tell me. I'll wait for you.
Is one of their tough questions going to be about like the innocent lives, like the non-Hamas?
We'll find out.
Ask
Yeah, we'll
anything?
find out. We'll find out. Hey, Jesse. Hey, there's a lot of time left. All right? There's a lot of time left for those tough questions
them
to
a
pop
chance.
out. Hopefully they
Yeah.
don't answer the question for them in the middle of the question. You know what I'm saying? Right? Hopefully they don't do that. Right?
Don't hold your breath.
Yes, Mr. Prime Minister, how many innocent lives have been killed that is also the fault of Hamas? Right? Like answering the question in the question. How many people were starved to death because of Hamas's interactions in this whole thing? Please answer that question.
Yeah.
Oh, you're answering the question. Oh, look at that. And someone's supposed to take you serious. Smart guys, huh? The geniuses.
I think with that framing,
losers.
every person that gets killed there is because of Hamas in that case. So Hamas killing people in Israel, Palestine, like they're to blame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Mr. Prime Minister, how much propaganda do you do? Because there's widespread anti-Semitism. It's embarrassing. All right, here we go. I'm hitting play.
They say, well, no, look, we recognize Israel's right to defend itself. You know, they always add that. You hear that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Wait.
I mean, what you're referring to is Keir Starmer's statement on the 25th of July, where he said that the UK would recognise a Palestinian state. What is your response to that? And do you think that is just going to
That's his normal thing.
Essentially encourage Hamas to continue their resistance?
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, look, they commit the greatest savagery against Jews since the Holocaust. And the Prime Minister of Britain says, we'll reward you with a de facto state, which is what? Which is committed openly to repeating the October 7th massacre over and over and over again. And they say, well, no, look, we recognize Israel's right to defend itself. You know, they always add that. You hear that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. Well, they recognize Israel's...
That's a weird statement. I can't even explain that one. That's a weird statement, I think, to say. It's almost like he's like, well, Israel has the right to defend itself, right? That's a political, like, on repeat statement. And it's almost like he's calling it out a bit, but also going to lean into it, I think. That's what it looks like. That's a weird one. Maybe he's throwing out the signal like, hey guys, upgrade your propaganda. Upgrade it. Here we go. I'm very curious about this.
I mean, look, they commit the greatest savagery against Jews since the Holocaust. And the Prime Minister of Britain...
And all they're saying is defend
we'll reward
yourself.
You with a de facto state, which is what? which is committed openly to repeating the October 7th massacre over and over and over again. And they say, well, no, look, we recognize Israel's right to defend itself. You know, they always add that. You hear that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of
okay.
course.
Well, they recognize Israel's right to defend itself as long as Israel doesn't exercise that right. So now let's imagine what would be the response of Britain.
He's laughing and smiling.
Well, in your case, about 15,000 people or 10,000 people would be butchered in one day, and you'd have, I don't know, 2,500 hostages taken. You know, would you say, oh, well, we should give our attackers a state right next to London?
Can't even go far watching this shit. Yo, was there 2,500 hostages taken? Is that the number? Like, once again, for me, it's like take one hostage, and I'm saying fuck you, go fuck yourself. But when this guy's talking to the audience and to these people, these guys that never smile are smiling, and actually playing with numbers is actually an important point to bring up when it comes to these guys. But me, it makes no difference. If one Israeli person was taken hostage, I'd say, go fuck yourselves. You're full of shit. You're corrupt. Or sorry, you're behaving corrupt. You're behaving immorally. Go fuck yourself. But when on this program, they're playing with numbers for a reason. In my humble opinion. Here we go.
Oh,
I can't even go 10 seconds
that, right?
hearing this guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of
okay.
course.
Well, they recognize Israel's right to defend itself as long as Israel doesn't exercise that right. So now let's imagine what would be the response of Britain.
Why are you so happy in the middle?
Well, in your case, about 15,000 people or 10,000 people would be butchered in one day, and you'd have, I don't know, 2,500 hostages taken. You know, would you say, oh, well, we should give our attackers a state right next to London? Of course not. What would the Americans say if you had 50,000?
So you are saying Palestinians means Hamas. You are saying that then.
Oh, yeah, he does that.
No one's asking for a Hamas state, are they? They're asking for a Palestinian state. There's that little conflation and mixing of words. Yo. Hey, smart guys that went to university, probably inside of a locker. Let's be honest. Probably got stuffed in lockers your whole fucking life, you little fucking losers. Anyways. Yo, smart guys. You don't see what he's doing with words here? What do you got for that? And by the way...
So those statements about, like, wiping out Hamas and like, you referenced that many times. Again, what I was saying is that, you know, if you're blending in the rest of the population,
yes,
that's horrible.
Well, do you see how, like, one sentence it's, oh, we're here to protect the Palestinians, in another sentence, yeah, if they have a state, that's giving Hamas, like, they're all Hamas. Like, it's like just playing with words and conflations. It works on some idiots. Like, it's probably the dumbest amongst us. It works on, but some people like purposely let it work. As in these guys that claim to be academics, allowing this. And by the way, there's nothing. Hey, man. Sometimes people get bullied or stuffed in lockers. I'll laugh, but also be like, that ain't right. Right? If I was in your high school and I saw that happen, I'd beat the fuck out of that kid that would do that. But these two, I'm saying, are special. They have a permanent locker that they're speaking from right now. It is engulfing their psyches. That's what I fucking mean. Usually people grow up out of high school. These two little dweeb little fuck faces are still there. In their psyches, they're still in the lockers right now, peeking out of little holes and shit. What the fuck? Thank you, ad blocker, for it's good timing. Oh, don't worry, we'll have a video on this guy at some point. I'm lost. Well, oh, yeah, we'll have a video on this guy too. On that right there, don't worry. Let's show it all, fuck it. Maybe have a video on this? I think it's this with this fuckboy. And anyways. Sorry guys, things happen in real time. Ad blocker updated. They wanted to promote themselves. It happens. Yeah. Anyways, let's continue with two locker dwellers and dumb fuck Netanyahu. Well, sorry. Devil worshipping dumb fuck Netanyahu. Here we go. Inflation.
Well, in your case, about 15,000 people or 10,000 people would be butchered in one day, and you'd have, I don't know,
Okay, he's doing
2,500
population
hostages taken.
relativity
You know,
ratios. Got it.
would you say, oh, well, we should give our attackers a state right next to London? Of course not. What would the Americans say if you had 50,000?
Yo, Netanyahu, I dare you to demand, okay, we'll give you a state if Hamas disperses, disarms, and walks away. I dare you to do that. I dare you to, Netanyahu. Say, we'll sign a deal if Hamas says we are done, we don't exist anymore, we're giving all our weapons away, documented by the way, not just like something random or unorganized, just straight up like blatantly, 1-to-1, here's our fucking weapons, we're dispersing, we don't do meetings anymore, like we're done. Make that the case. Why don't you ask for that, huh? Ask for it. He's not going to do that because he needs Hamas. He needs hostages, he needs Hamas, and he needs to kill the fuck out of Palestinians. And obviously, make them leave. Sorry, here we go.
Americans butchered, okay? And thousands of Americans taken hostage. Obviously, they'd say, no, we're not going to give them a state, sort of not in New Jersey, but right in Manhattan, you know. That's ridiculous. So what?
By the way, Palestine has been around before October fucking 2023. Like, stop it. He's lying, openly lying to people. These are simple concepts, but I have to say them because I don't think a lot of people, like regular people, understand what he's doing here. Like
the equivalency.
No, good. No, good.
He's saying like as if they're carving out space for these people, right? Like that in the way that he's equating this. It's like, okay, you put them in Manhattan, so like you'd have to like, okay, basically take it away from somebody else or whoever's living there. You're creating space for people that he considers his enemies, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like they're there. You're not creating space for them. You're actually doing the opposite.
Yes.
You're taking it away.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a whole history to a two-state solution. It didn't start October 7th. It didn't start there. The whole history to it. And yes, you're right. Like, there's people already there. It's
so his analogy is actually closer to the opposite, because if you look at it from the people who are living there, it's like you have to carve out 100% of space for the people who are bombing you.
Yeah. And once again, I'm sorry, folks, for pausing the video every 2 seconds, but like when you hear shit like this, dude, I'm sorry. My natural reaction is like, yo, what the fuck you just say? But then again, let's be honest. We're not here for Netanyahu. We understand what the fuck this guy is. It's the two dummies. I'm gathering information and data and, let's be real, assessments of those two idiots. Like, who the fuck are these guys? Now, whoever the fuck they interact with, I'm going to look at them like they're interviewing Netanyahu, bro. If they're on Rogan's podcast again. Right? If they're talking with Dave Smith. At this point, it might as well be the same as Netanyahu. And wouldn't you be upset if they had Netanyahu on their fucking podcast and said nothing in regards to questions or critical thinking or anything like that? Wouldn't you be upset about that? Like, well, how about the guys that are interviewing Netanyahu and actually behaving that way? Don't you want to ask them questions critically? Almost like it should happen. Fuck. And by the way, I just learned of these guys this year. Never heard of them before this year, honestly. I bet there were blatant signs that your favorite content creators did not pick up on about Dilbert and Fuckface. Triggernometry. Terrible name, by the way. I almost guarantee there was obvious signs that those guys were full of shit. but no one leaped at it because they hated the Barbie movie or something stupid. I mean, just put your hand in the air and say, God damn it, I am easily tricked. Just do it. Make it like, just be honest. Hey, I can be easily tricked. Just say that and then work through it. You recognizing and working on these things, you're already someone I like at that moment in time. Whatever. All right, here we go.
The standard that is being applied is not merely wrong. It's just downright dangerous because you're really rewarding these monstrous terrorists with the greatest prize, and that's because of weakness. It's weakness. It's weakness in the face of distorted media, of packed social networks, packed with bots, B-O-U-G-H-T, B-O-T-S, bots.
No one. Wait, you guys were in like a laughing mood. You didn't laugh at that statement right there. Bought bots. And then he spells it for you. It's like, you're fucking ridiculous, my man. You're ridiculous. Fuck. Like, why am I pausing every 5 seconds? Fuck. What am I doing, Jordan? Slap self in the head. All right, pause. Here we go.
But it's also these radical minorities which are protesting.
I'm sure I'd be called a bot.
By the way, you should ask your Starmer. Here's a suggestion. Ask him. Okay. What do these protesters say about
his
Britain?
fucking daddy.
I know what they say about Israel. Israel has to be destroyed from the river to the sea. You know, you think this is a massive continent. It's all of 30, 40 miles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what do they say about Britain? Okay. Well, Britain should go down. What do they say about the UK? And the same for the protesters in the US. They burn Israeli flags, they burn American flags, and they burn
this Netanyahu guy is obviously full of shit. I'm here for Dumb and Dumber.
They're basically a
here for
hostile minority.
Sorry.
Monstrosity.
It's too smart for them.
And I think that it's
Someone's nodding
the way that the Western
Hamas is going to attack
in Britain, in France,
UK.
in Canada, New Zealand, the way they buckle under. They don't have, Europe.
I'll try not to pause anymore. It's Netanyahu as the backdrop
the
for
of the Jews. 80 years later, that's what they have to
Dilbert
say.
And fuckface.
They attack the Jewish state, and they give a prize for those who would destroy the one and only Jewish state. Shameful.
But, Prime Minister, they would say that the amount of casualties that have now been inflicted upon the Palestinian people, the suffering that the Palestinian civilians are going through, that Israel has achieved practically all of its aims. And if Israel continues to perpetuate this war, what it's going to do is it's going to radicalize the population even more so. The more population gets radicalized, the more that joins Hamas. So essentially what Israel will be trapped in is a forever war. What do you say to that argument?
No, these fucking... I see, like, when I start screaming, like, yo, how the fuck did these guys make it here? Do you see what I mean yet? Do you see what I'm saying? But Dilbert, let's make this very simple. Okay, we'll take your daughter, walk them over to Palestine. We'll take one little girl from Palestine and bring them over to you. We'll trade spaces with them. What would be your reaction to that? You'd be like, oh my God, no, we can't have a kid. Your kid's not Hamas, right? It's a little kid. They're innocent, right? But you would be like, fuck no, you ain't going there. Why not? The guy you're interviewing is firing bombs in that direction, shooting bullets that direction, occupying in a lot of areas soon. Why would you be so scared that your child would be in Gaza? Why would you be so freaked out about that? And yet you're talking to a guy who has some sort of pull and power in regards to what's happening in Gaza. See how on its face, blatant and obvious, why these guys are full of shit. And I bet they trick people for years and years and years. And it's like, don't hide yourselves. Stand up in front of it. It's okay to be wrong about things. Stand up and face the facts. You got tricked by cunts. Little dweeby cunts. Little fucking locker dwellers. They tricked you. Just admit it. Because guess what? That's needed to be heard, dude. It really is. Like, damn, I fucked up. I got fooled by these fucking idiots. It will never happen again. Granted, no one does that. They end up falling for it again, right? They don't.
Yeah.
Good. There.
Dilbert's question just boiled me. like, like there's so much packed into that crap that he's okay. He started with they would say this, so he's presenting a criticism of Netanyahu, but he doesn't want to do it himself, right? And that's not even his goal.
Yeah.
It's not his goal. The they is to separate himself from this because he could just ask the question without that. So he's saying I don't believe this, but they say this, and it's a criticism. But he's structuring the criticism to hand him a defense. He's like, "What is the defense for this? Tell me, please, the defense." And so it's like the movie 8 Mile, where you dump out all of the things that you get attacked
The
with,
cheddar bob.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the movie, he realized he figures out if I give all my weaknesses, then he's got nothing to attack me with. But it's not. Bibi's not doing that. This is an assisted. Like he's helping him do that. He's setting it up with a different type of context. Like that, he's being now instead. Like people are attacking you with this question. What do you defend? Like he's just handing it to him. It would be hard for him to slip up in that type of framing because it's already a framing of defending yourself, against this criticism. So it just blows my mind. like there's layers of what he just did, and if you just read the transcript, you'll be like, oh, he's asking him he's he's asking him something that's a tough question,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The title of this.
It's embarrassing. Actually embarrassing. That aim also, that's hilarious. I am trash, bro. I'm broke. Yeah, I raped like 12 people. And I have gay thoughts too. Like the crowd's like, oh shit. The other guy's like, what do I say to that? I can't move. The cheddar bob tactic. Shoot yourself in the dick first before someone else does it. Sorry. I went to comedy land. Here we go.
Palestinian civilians are going through, that Israel has achieved practically all of its aims. And if Israel continues to perpetuate this war, what it's going to do is it's going to radicalize the population even more so. The more population gets radicalized, the more that joins Hamas. So essentially what Israel will be trapped in is a forever war. What do you say to that argument?
Starved.
I think the forever war is the opposite. I think if we leave them there and they're committed to our destruction, then you'll have a forever war. But what is happening on the ground is actually the opposite. What is happening on the ground is we now have Gazans who are fighting Hamas because they see now in the closing phase of this war, after we had to go through these 7 fronts against all the proxies and Iran itself, and now we're circling back to finish off Hamas and demolish its last stronghold in Gaza. They see hope.
Its last stronghold.
They say, don't let...
He's here to demolish their last stronghold. You need 60,000 reservists for their last stronghold? Now, earlier in the video, he brought up like 10,000 billion trillion miles of tunnels underneath the ground. Now it's last stronghold. Now, someone who's quote-unquote smart would pick up on that, wouldn't they? But these guys aren't smart. They're fucking stupid. And by the way, when I'm calling them stupid, it's not a matter of capacity with their minds. It's a matter of you are trying to be little shitheads. Little devil worshipping little shitheads. On purpose. That's why you're stupid. Because you could be having fun and enjoying life, but instead you're doing this fucking work. This is your fucking jobs. You do this shit for a fucking living. Fuck. Imagine being imagine being Lucifer's fucking makeup artist for a living. It's horrendous. Not calling Netanyahu Lucifer, I'm just saying. I mean, he's a devil worshiper. So are these two idiots. So is Dilbert and Fuckface. They're also devil worshippers. But it's like, what life is that? What type of life is that? Only for psychos. Healthy people would be like, yeah, this ain't worth it. I'd rather have like ice cream with my girl. Or hang out with the boys and drink some beer and watch a football game. They're actually having more fun. Having no money, drinking cheap beer, watching shitty football game. They're having a better time with their existences versus these fucking like weirdos. They're fucking weirdos. Here we go. Yeah, Dave Smith. Please, I beg Dave to actually notice what he's like dealing with. I think Dave means well, but yo, Dave, notice what you see in these. Like, what are you seeing when you hear them talk about things? What are you seeing? Is it someone you disagree with, or are they like, holy fuck, you're a little fucking weirdo, aren't you? What are you seeing, Dave, with these things? They're transcripts or them as people, as human beings? What are you actually seeing? That's what I want Dave to wake up to. But I think he's a little bit too much into his own sense of winning debate thing, his own vanity for it, rather than like, yo, like look at it, dude. Here we go. I'm trying not to.
Gazans.
Shut up.
They kill Hamas. They fight Hamas. They die fighting them. And they're saying this is our final hope to free ourselves from this tyranny.
Thank you, Israel.
This tyranny that has caused them endless suffering and has not invested a penny of the billions that they received.
So they're getting killed by Hamas.
So quite the opposite.
And Israel.
It's free. We're fighting.
Crazy.
You hear the slogan, Free Gaza? I agree. Free Gaza from Hamas terror. Free Gaza from Hamas tyranny. Now, as far as Israel's performance on the battlefield,
he's a liar, liar.
This is the fraud.
It's a 1920s liar.
The starvation fraud. It's a genocide fraud.
These guys are culturally behind the times, so when they try to do like talking points, they just come off as really, really dog shit. It just looks very bad because it looks like the 1920s when they're talking. It's like, sorry, we already know what full of shit looks like. Well, some of us do. There we go.
Now, as far as Israel's performance on the battlefield, this is the fraud. It's not merely the starvation fraud. It's a genocide fraud. If we wanted to commit genocide, we would have done it in one afternoon. We have the capacity, but we don't do that.
So genocide means kill every single person there at once. Is that what genocide means? Wait. Was every Jewish person on the planet killed during the Holocaust? Like every single one? No? A decent chunk though, right? Enough to call it a genocide? Now he's number like calculating again. It's crazy. Here we go.
Look at the way you.
I'm trying to speed run this because Netanyahu is just full of shit.
Look at the way they fought in Mosul. It took them 9 months against 3,000 terrorists. 9 months. 3,000 terrorists. We face 10 times the number of terrorists. And what do? We call up the Palestinian civilians and we say, leave the area. Millions. Millions of text messages, millions of individual phone calls. Please get out.
Yeah,
and
they were
Hamas
doing that
stands there.
forever.
Oh, okay.
That's the goal, anyways.
Yeah.
And saying it like it's a favor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yo, please pack up your life in 8 minutes and run. We warned them. We warned them first. Yeah. No care for actual Just regular people. No care for them. Let's be honest. Hey, man. Listen. Your house is gonna be bombed. Oh fuck! Let me get out of here. How long do I have? Well, the bomb's in the air. What's the rate of speed of gravity? It's gonna land any second now. Come on.
And tries to prevent them by shooting them, killing them. So what do you think? Is that genocide? No, it isn't. You know it isn't. And yet Israel is being blamed. And of course, the ratio of combatants to non-combatants is about 1.5 to 1, which
stupid
is
fucking
probably
name,
if you.
I
think every civilian death is a tragedy. We do everything we can.
Use your brother's fucking.
As no army has done in history in such dense urban warfare.
Your own brother's death.
But Israel can't be. It's not merely that it can't be held to a higher standard. It's held to an impossible standard. I mean, look at the Allies in World War II. You know what they did when they went into Congress? Do you know, Constantine? Do you know what did they do? Tell me, what did they do? Did they
call the Americans do?
Civilians to leave? Did they give them, caravans of food? Did anything of that?
Caravans of food.
No. Well, let's be honest, and this is an argument I've made myself. At the end of World War II, we flattened Germany because they made us, because we had to destroy the military infrastructure, the transportation infrastructure to actually be able to win the war. But we live in a very different age now, don't we, Prime Minister, where all the atrocities of war are instantly available to everybody around the world on social media. And that is something you said in your press conference last week when you said, when you were asked whether Israel is winning the...
I need someone to investigate. It's like check his closets, look for like weird like sculptures and candles being lit. Like, like dead ass. These fools are devil worshippers, dude. The callousness of that, like he doesn't. Here's the thing, with these like kind of psycho type of personalities, they don't realize like they're first of all they've been isolated because they're dweebs in the first place, but like they actually don't have the actual social intelligence to realize that like, yo, you guys look like creeps when you say these things, right? Do you realize that, don't you? They don't know that. They think this is what people want to say. Like, fuck, they're kind of exposing themselves when they say these things out loud.
Kind of.
They think it sounds human when they're saying these. Like, wait a minute. Like, like, yeah, we don't like Nazis either, but like the way you're going about this is just like pure justification of certain things, or you're calling us stupid. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that this motherfucker's saying as he's talking out loud. And there's almost like a slight grin from him. It's very weird.
It's
very,
not slight.
very, very, very fucking weird. It's not slight.
No. We've seen a bunch of episodes of him. He doesn't like get this happy when on the show.
It's bizarre.
I mean, he's got flashes of it. He's not constantly happy here, but he has flashes of it where it's like, why? You're talking about like people getting murdered, whether you're like whichever side you're talking about, like it's just crazy.
And we're dumb because we don't understand that. Like that's just war. We don't understand that because that makes us stupid. Meanwhile, these three little dweebs here have been nowhere near a battlefield ever in their fucking lives. Ever. Oh yeah, you regular people, you don't understand war. War is different. And you fucking know from your laptops, you little pussies, get the fuck out of here.
Well, he's telling people like right now he's doing the Douglas Murray about like this is what we've done in World War II. Like you guys are not only justified, you're doing less than what we did. We flattened out Germany. We like this is fine. This is normal. The only reason that people don't know that this is normal is because they didn't have the internet back then. But now we have it on our phones. So blame technology, not us.
If you went to Yorkdale University, you would know, but you didn't go there, did you? I went there, and I know. This is what war looks like. They're giving them a heads up. Who would ever do that other than the most moral army ever created? Come on. It's just like, It's bizarre actions for a grown man to be doing. And he's doing it right in front of us. All right. Here's more.
PR war, you said we're definitely not, and that's putting it very mildly. So that's the challenge you face
He's
now,
like,
isn't it?
he's like giddy
Yes,
about it.
you know, I never thought of Winston
That's the
Churchill as a
exact
war
word I was
criminal,
thinking.
but I guess he would be held as
Weird.
such today. But of course, it's not really towards the end of the war that you flattened Germany. When you cross the
Why are you bringing up
when you
flattening?
cross the channel in Normandy, and you went into the cities, just bombed these cities, tank fire, artillery fire, air fire, without giving notice or anything like that. And
We
you
give
did it
notice.
because you had to destroy the enemy. So you're right; it's a different era. That's why we are acting differently, and we are we're holding ourselves to the highest standard, and yet we're being condemned.
We give a warning first. We're better. But, you know, you allied people. Yeah, you guys were just destroy everything you could say with no warning.
Now, BB saying this, there's been quite a few people who have actually made that argument, right?
Yes.
He's now.
The John
think
Spencer guy
he's-
just made that argument, like with all of
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, Israel holds themselves to a higher standard. That, like, basically, you should be happy for this compared to what's normal.
I mean, it's if I follow this logic, what Iran did with the U.S. after the U.S. directly bombed them, that make Iran the most moral army on planet Earth, according to Israel and the U.S. obviously, and Dilbert and fuckface. Here we go.
Notice or anything like that. And you did it because you had to destroy the enemy. So you're right. It's a different era. That's why we are acting differently. And we are we're holding ourselves to the highest standard, and yet we're being condemned by those who know better and even saw their own
Poor
troops in
people.
Afghanistan or in Iraq. Be that as it may, you know, it's very hard to fight the you know, the deception, the lies, the
hard
starved
knock life.
children, the pictures of starved children who turn out to have cerebral palsy or other congenital diseases that.
Oh my God, it's so bad. Why am I pausing for this full? It's so much shit he's saying in a row where it's just like, once again, I am an super duper ultra nonviolent. Like you don't even know how nonviolent I am. But it's like, damn, I'd have to like put my fist in a fucking holster to stop from punching this idiot. Actually, not saying you should do that. Please don't do that. Do not help this idiot out. Like, I beg you not to. But it's still like, just natural reaction. Like, you little fucking twerp. Talking like this, you little fucking twerp. Little fucking dweebo, little fuckface, bro. Little fucking geek. That kills people. Repeatedly kills people. And it's hard not to wrap your fucking hands around his fucking neck. Obviously, I would never do that. It's not advertisement. I actually say that on purpose for a reason. Because it's who I am. But it's like looking down at this little dweebo little guy. This little person. Hear him talk about like killing fucking children all day and night. They have cerebral palsy. That's why they're dying. As the Matthew Cockrell guy said, like, why didn't they die before that? Yo, is cerebral palsy a death sentence? It is? I didn't think it was. But yeah. There we go. It's whatever. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I smell a little weird, like a little weirdo right here, who would run from something good. He'd run from them for his fucking life. Oh my God, this guy means well. Run away. I think he's hightailing it, bro. He's out of here. There's not much analysis. I'm sorry. I'm just like shitting on these guys because they're full of shit, in my humble opinion. Not to believe me, like, do your own research, all that stuff. But, like, I see these guys and I'm just like, ugh. Like, ew. How'd you get here? How'd you become prime minister of anything? If he was picked for the captain of the soccer team in fucking high school, I'd be like, what a fucking shame. How'd that happen? How'd this loser make it there? Ew. Here we go.
Leave them emaciated, and Israel is, of course, accused of starving children, pretty much the way that in the Middle Ages Jews were accused of killing Christian children for their blood. So, what do you do against the lie that circles the earth
blood libel
10 times before the truth has
Thanks,
a chance
Candace,
to
for helping
emerge?
him out.
You have to shorten the war as speedily as possible. And frankly, we also have to do something about the algorithms and the social networks. This is a big challenge. I don't want to.
We have to do something about.
But look, we Jews have been fighting and losing the propaganda war for about 2,500 years. Well, what's different now is that we're winning the ground war. We're forcing. What comes after the propaganda vilification is massacres. And what we're doing now, massacres that we were completely defenseless with. Right now, after the vilifications come the attacks, but we're winning those attacks. That's the change. And the faster we win.
The changes are military. Our military's badass, and we whip ass. So thus, when the anti-Semitic propaganda comes out, we can fight it off now because we have a savage-ass military. Liar. This guy's a fucking lie. He lies to you. He lies to his own fucking people. He propagandizes to them. He puts them in danger quite a bit. Puts them in, like, heavy danger. And I'm sure he sleeps like a fucking baby. I bet he does. I bet he sleeps better than any one of us. I almost guarantee that. Now, with all the bullshit we just heard, the main point here is, yo, Dilbert and Fuckface, where you at, guys? What you got?
I think the faster the propaganda war will dissipate.
If you're someone who values free inquiry,
you got an ad.
Once who keep
we will say, well, part of the reason,
and see what you've been missing. And now, back to the show.
If that folded, okay, all right, Woosah. Imagine someone like blank-faced psychopathically, like moving around in your fucking world like this. By the way, nothing wrong with psychopathy. It's these types. They're the problem. Them. They're the fucking idiots. They fuck things up. Anyways. Again, he wouldn't last in a fist fight with a 6-year-old. I kid you not. He'd get his ass whipped. Verbally or physically, he gets his ass whipped. I'm there with that. Okay, maybe not 6 years old. Sorry, a 14-year-old beats the fuck out of this dude. Guaranteed. Verbally, a 5-year-old beats the shit out of him. Just with questions. Like, well, why? Oh, well, he's got nothing. Anyways, here we go.
There are critics of yours, Prime Minister, who will say, well, part of the reason that Israel is losing the propaganda war is when you have ministers like Smotrich making incendiary or inflammatory comments, and there doesn't seem to be any particular pushback from your government to this. They go, well, what does a Prime Minister really believe?
Well, what I believe I say. In a parliamentary system, people are free to say. Sometimes they say things they don't quite mean. It happens all the time. It happens in any parliamentary system, as you know, and it happens in Britain too. But I think that on the whole, the government is united. Most of the people are united, not all. You have a very active fringe.
Prime Minister, forgive me, but these aren't parliamentarians. These are people who are part of your government, and they remain part of your government after they say these things that to many people, even your friends, sound a little bit like ethnic cleansing is being discussed.
Well,
I yelled over him. I apologize. Here's the tough question from Little Dweebo.
But I think that on the whole, the government is united. Most of the people are united, not all. You have a very active fringe
Prime Minister,
That-
forgive me, but these
Fringe.
aren't parliamentarians. These are people who are part of your
Yes.
government, and they remain part of your government after they say these things that to many people, even your friends, sound a little bit like ethnic cleansing is being discussed.
Well, we're not discussing ethnic cleansing, and to the extent that we have these conversations around the cabinet, the security cabinet, that is actually not being discussed by these people. But they have disagreements with me. That's part of a parliamentary coalition, and they can leave.
It's
And in
just
fact,
democracy.
some of them have left the government in the course of this war. They came back because they disagreed with my decisions on hostage negotiations. They left, or they voted against, or they did both, and that's common. And to describe this as anything but unique, this is a democracy. I think
look at
I
that.
think they're too.
If they disagree, they're gone.
Understand? You know very well how that works in Britain and how it works elsewhere. I don't condone the idea of the ethnic cleansing. I don't seek to occupy Gaza and settle it. I think that our goal there is to make sure that we have a security belt, which a security cordon, which will probably.
But Prime Minister,
Thank you. Okay, so this is the moment where I'm like, God damn it, Jordan, you were wrong the whole time. Dilbert and Fuckface are actually cool guys. Because Dilbert's about to ask, like, well, so if this whole conflict ends and you have Israeli settlers occupying all of Gaza, you're going to apologize, right? You're going to, like, say, like, I committed a war crime. I'm guilty, right? You're going to do that? That is definitely, like, Dilbert's question right now, right? It's got to be, right? Like, actually has to be that question right now. Like, you are guaranteeing to us.
That's when it's over. That's success.
Hey, whether it happens or not, right? Either way, you're guaranteeing that this will not happen. Meaning, like, if this does happen, you're a fucking liar. Admit you're a liar if that happens. Say it before it happens, please. Come on, Delbert, you can do that. I see a skull and glasses and eyeballs and hair. Like, you look kind of human. Say it. Right, Delbert? Let's find out. Here we go.
To make sure that we have a security belt, which a security cordon, which will probably.
but Prime Minister, may I just interrupt? When you have your finance minister making a speech
Scripted.
and talking about occupying Gaza, and there doesn't seem to be any pushback within the government, people quite rightly, in my opinion, would say, well, surely aren't you condoning that type of rhetoric?
No.
And it's exacerbating Israel's PR problem.
I disagree completely. When somebody says that, and I'm asked, is that your policy? And I said, no, it's not my policy. I don't intend to build settlements or communities in Gaza, not Israeli ones. I want a non-Israeli civilian governance.
Occupation means more than just Israeli settlers, by the way. I think it means, like, the actual, like, military occupying the territories. Which has actually been announced already, I think, by the Netanyahu government. Unless he's not running it, right? Someone else is doing it. Maybe he's on vacation and someone else is like, hey, let's occupy Gaza or Gaza City or whatever, right? All right, here we go.
Well, we know there's colonization, and they're not really cracking down on them like they're on Hamas at all. And I remember Trump talking about building some golf courses. Where is he going to do that stuff? Where's that prime real estate? Like,
well, you got to be fair here, Jesse.
That was with the president of the United States we were talking about.
Yes, but let's be honest. As far as PR-wise, they know, based on the way they've handled it, like, no one can actually build there yet. Whatever is built is going to take a long time because the place is fucking flattened, right? So if it happens in 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, like, we'll forget already, right? Where he promised to, like, no, I'm not trying to occupy and, like, move Israeli settlers there. They can't move there right now, right? Let's say they said, okay, every Gazan, get up and walk out of the country. Go to Egypt or Jordan or some shit like that, right? If they all left right now, there is such destruction and rubble there. There is no, like, inhabitants. You can't do that right now. Period. So thus, when years goes by, right, then maybe when they start building casinos or whatever the fuck they build, housing. But right now, it's a pile of rubble happening, right? In very large parts of Gaza, it's rubble. So no, like actually can't just like be there all of a sudden, as far as like settlers or whatever. But
Well, my perspective on real estate, from what I've seen, I don't think Trump meant to move into those houses. So if they were gonna like build, it actually costs a lot of money to like tear down buildings
yeah,
and demolition. If you do demolition, some of it's licensing costs, like there's all of that crap. But there's a lot of expense in like destroying things. It costs a lot of money, and then so like
yeah,
you're kind of getting a part of the job done right here. If you actually if you had a plan of rebuilding something completely different,
yeah.
I think they're going more part way. Like if that is the plan, this would be more the way to do it. Like to just if you bomb them, like now you're sweeping that into the price of like um, military expense, which the U.S. helps pay for.
I say fair enough, but I'm also saying the technical answer that I think Netanyahu would give is that like, well, see, like no one's moving in. Like, well, duh, yeah, no one's moving in yet. Got it. Yes, there's probably contractors and and fucking caterpillars and all that shit, right? To like knock shit over and smash it to the fucking ground, right? But I think that's different than or it's not different. I'm saying like he will word it that way so that it's like, well, see,
Mm.
look, there is no settlements happening. All we're doing is just bulldozing housing. That's all. Just knocking buildings down. No settlements. And as soon as enough time passes, it's like no one's going to ask anymore or care, probably, because we're stupid. That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
we we saw this video right where there were I think they were called settlers,
Yes,
and
the
we saw this
Louis
guy that
Theroux.
was he was an armed person um, who was like defending the plot that he took right, or I guess it looked like a church, but he was a settler, kind of defending his claim, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, because they occupy Palestine, m- as far as I know, they control like their movements in and out, and they don't let them just have weapons. Like,
Yeah.
but these guys can. I guess like they obviously have a different treatment because they're free to go in and out. Um,
Yeah.
but I guess what I'm saying is that like there are settlers, and I, from what I saw, they're kind of like a silent nod to just go ahead and keep making claiming land. I'm not sure if like I haven't heard of like a big crackdown on stopping that stuff.
Yeah. Well, within that same documentary by Louis Theroux, right? They stopped the old lady, the kind of famous lady for settlements in the West Bank, right?
Yeah, I
They
remember. Like,
stopped her from getting anywhere near Gaza, right? Because
okay,
they're not done yet, right? But like I'm just saying, like it's not
okay,
like what I think is going to happen. It's more as far as or sorry, it's not my. I'm not trying to say like what I think the actual situation is. What I'm saying is what I think Netanyahu will say, and Trump, and like their administrations. Like I'm trying to say like what they're going to say as an assessment of the scenario, which is like yeah no yeah there are no settlers here. Obviously not, because maybe they're building in 5 years from now, or they're still knocking buildings down first. So yeah, no settlers because they're destroying all the actual buildings and you know whatever, right? The architecture, the buildings for a living, the buildings for business, they're being knocked down. So thus, there's no one living there. Yeah, no settlers. But as time goes by, they can see, like, it's almost like, well, the world forgot, so thus I can now say, we built the Dunkin' Donuts in the middle of fucking this place or this area. Housing not built. Or maybe Netanyahu's not even in office at that point anymore, right? Maybe he's gone from there at that point. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's not me saying, like, this is, oh, no, they would not be, like, they were not going to do this. Like, it's me saying what these guys might say. I'm being very careful of what these guys might say. Like, oh yeah, nothing happened here. 20. Let's say, like, once again, 10 years of rubble to turn into building and hotels and casinos and all that shit, right? Let's say that happens. Yeah, see, look, no settlers. See? Like, oh, okay, got it. Got it. It's bullshit. It's a fucking play to trick us. But anyways, here we go with these two. I mean, look at them. Look at the both of them, bro. These fucking loser dweebs. Loser ass dweebs. All right, here we go.
It's not my policy. I don't intend to build settlements or communities in Gaza, and not Israeli ones. I want a non-Israeli civilian governance after that is committed to living in peace with us and doesn't condone terror, educate their children to terror, finance terror, or launch terror, which is what
they already have that, right? So they're like, hey, you other guys, you take this space. Once again, it's like consider the game that could be being played here. But they would be Israeli, I would assume.
Israeli civilian governance after. No, it's not my policy. I don't intend to build settlements or communities in Gaza, and not Israeli ones. I want a non-Israeli civilian governance after that is committed to living in peace with us and doesn't condone terror, educate their children to terror, finance terror, or launch terror, which is what Hamas does, and frankly, what the Palestinian Authority would do too. So we're not going that route. But
So
I
you
don't want
a
to
Palestinian state.
build Israeli communities there, and I've said it openly. And they asked me, your Minister of Finance says this, and what do you say? Well, I say, I disagree with him. And I say that, he's entitled to say his things. That's not ethnic cleansing. It's a view. It's a legitimate view, which I happen to disagree with. But I can tell you that I think there, too, the statements that nullify and challenge the various lies that are leveled at us, you just can't keep up with it. It's like a flood. I'm too busy winning the war, sometimes winning the actual war, to debunk every single every single
losers
lie
for
that
no
is
fucking reason.
put against us or against me. You're vilified. You're a war criminal. You're a demon. You're demonized all the time. And it just say,
you are a
noise.
war criminal.
Put that aside. Win the war. Win it judiciously. Use just means, and have in a just war that you have to win if you're going to live and survive in this very brutal area. And let me tell you, we will win it. And I think we'll win the peace with it too. Because I think in our area, guess what? In your area too, people respect the strong. And the strong have to win.
What the fuck?
The strong can be evil or they can be good. But you cannot lose. If you lose, nobody will make alliances with you. Nobody will make peace with you. You make peace with the strong. You make alliances with the strong. The strong survive. But the strong survive not only through their guts, but also through their wits and through their commitment to their cause. And my cause is the survival of the one and only Jewish state, often against incredible vilification and lies. But that's the way this cookie crumbles, but the state of Israel will not.
Because what you're saying, and look, I have a sympathy with what you're saying. Of course I do. But when you say that this is just noise, I would strongly push back against that, Prime Minister, because if you look at particularly Gen Z and the younger generation's opinions and view on Israel, they are, to put it mildly, Prime Minister, deeply unfavourable. And those kids now, they are going to be the next ones to go into politics. They're going to be the next decision makers. That must present you with a very real worry that Israel will not enjoy the same level of support, particularly from the US, that it has once done when those kids come to be the decision makers.
Well, ask them in Britain and ask them in the US what they think of Britain.
The tough fucking questions. That's it. I'm bored now.
Level of support, particularly from the US, that it has once done when those kids come to be the decision makers.
Well, ask them in Britain and ask them in the US what they think of Britain and the US. What do they think? And what are they saying? There's a big campaign, and it's organized and systemic and it's financed to tear away traditional elements of support from Israel. It's not just happening by itself. A lot of it is organized. And if it's organized, you can counter it too at the appropriate time. You just have to concentrate your attention to it. And I agree with you that it's an important point. And I'll tell you what they're saying. They're saying, for example, those in America were saying, we're pro-American. You're pro-American, and you attack Israel that is fighting the people who tried to assassinate President Trump twice, not once.
No comment. This guy's so full of shit. And guess what? Your little host panel people, like they're terrible too. They're dog shit at this. Oh my god.
Hamas tried to kill Trump.
The propagandist.
Yeah. Fire them before the aliens show up. That's all I'm saying, guys. Like with your own in your own way, but like fire them. Like, yo, you guys are trash. You're done with. Go,
Dude,
get away from me.
Only Joe Rogan can make them appealing.
Yeah, I know.
Only him.
What's it like to be in a locker? What's it like? Wow.
Isn't Netanyahu the notion? That dude's a fucking weirdo, man.
Here we go.
Who bombed American embassies, who murdered 241 American Marines in Beirut, who murdered and wounded thousands of Americans in Iraq and Afghanistan with Iranian IEDs.
It's weird.
Iran that chants death to America, death to the traitors, to the heathen, and so on. This is the people you support, and in fact, that's where the support. Not only that, you heard some other outlandish things that they do. I mean, they're some of their most prominent spokesmen. They say, well, Netanyahu is trying to drag Trump into a war. Did you hear that? You hear that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
oh my God.
Okay, and what do I want to do? Because I want ground troops, American ground troops, boots on the ground, to conquer Iran and bring about regime change and all that nonsense. And thank God President Trump has proven an exceptional friend of Israel, an exceptional leader. And he did exactly.
That's crazy. I've been screaming against that actual idea, right? Where it's oh, Trump is being dragged into a war with, right? All that whole narrative. Israel's making Trump do this. Maybe Trump's blackmailed, right? And it's it's probably not true. Personally, my actual opinion of that. And now they're using it as PR. You fucking idiots. You dummies. You're getting fucking played. Sorry, guys. Yeah, but Israel's yeah, blame them for everything. You're going to get played. It's also stupid and weird. But guess what? You're going to get fucking played. What do you do now? With all this? What happens now, guys? What do you do now? Huh? What happens now? Seriously. Where you're oh, see, look, it's a secret thing that Israel is controlling our government, right? It's secret, though. Then you have the PM of Israel saying, yeah, you hear people saying, these exact fucking talking points. What do you do with that? First it was a secret, now it's the guy's saying it now. Now what happens? What do we do with that narrative now? Is it a double pump fake, a double fucking trick? Like, what do we do with that? Like, come on, guys. I'm just saying. All right, here we go. Fuck.
And bring about regime change and all that nonsense. And thank God President Trump has proven an exceptional friend of Israel, an exceptional leader. And he did exactly the right action, the precise action using American power, and came in, I think, in a very forceful but judicious way. I think we've been very fortunate to have a leader in the United States who doesn't act like the European leaders, who doesn't succumb to this stuff. But if you're telling me that there's work to be done on Gen Z and across the West, yes. And by the way, it's not only our job. We are, as your colleague Douglas Murray.
What's the biggest concern?
Oh,
PR.
Oh, Jesse. Oh, you missed. Douglas Murray. Hold on. Go ahead. Real fast. Go ahead. Jesse.
Why is the big concern, even in the question, like Gen Z, like the PR of Gen Z?
Yeah.
Like, is that more about like shaping people's minds than you are about like what the fuck you're doing?
True. But then again, there's a lot of people, whether you're Gen Z, millennial, Gen X, boomer, where your psyches are being abused by dumb people. It's not even like oh my God, he has a magic machine that makes you think certain thoughts. It's actually like dummies playing with people's psyches. It's pretty obvious too, by the way. It's pretty fucking obvious. But that's what's happening. But listen to this shit about Douglas Murray. I'm very curious. Here we go.
To this stuff. But if you're telling me that there's work to be done on Gen Z and across the West, yes. And by the way, it's not only our job. We are, as your colleague Douglas Murray has said, we're the litmus test for the survival of the West, because these people are against the West. They're not for the West. They're against the West.
Oh my God. If you fall for this, you are one of the dumbest people on planet Earth. And it'd be a sad thing to say that, because you might shoot up at shoot up a school or something like that, or like a mall, by finding out your worldview was crushed to fucking pieces. Sorry, I'm saying, you have to be bottom of the barrel dumb to still be falling for this shit. They are abusing you. You're being child abused. I kid you not. Fuck age. You're being child abused. But anyways, that's just my feelings, Who cares about feelings? I know. Fuck your feelings. Give me facts and logic. I got it, but I'm probably correct, though, at the same time, which is crazy. But here we go.
But if you're telling me that there's work to be done on Gen Z and
there is
across the West, yes. And by the way, it's not only our job. We are, as your colleague Douglas Murray has said, we're the litmus test for the survival of the West, because these people are against the West. They're not for the West. They're against the West.
Not for the West.
There's the horseshoe effect of the woke left meeting the woke right.
The woke left and the woke right.
The basic precepts of Western civilization.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my. The most Orwellian, I think. This is mask off. The woke left and the woke right. Woke left meaning whatever. Woke right. Israel's bad, and Nick Fuentes, right? This is what this guy's doing, and these fools don't understand that. Well, I'm sorry. They do understand. They're lying to you, the audience. They'll be honest with Netanyahu. They'll give him all the questions, the time to show up. They'll give him every fucking luxury possible. But for you, stranger, who's a subscriber, a fan, a member, someone who gives money to these guys, they're saying, go fuck yourself. That is what is happening. Here we go.
Came in, I think, in a very forceful but judicious way. I think we've been very fortunate to have a leader in the United States who doesn't act like the European leaders, who doesn't succumb to this stuff. But if you're telling me that there's work to be done on Gen Z and across the West, yes. And by the way, it's not only our job. We are, as your colleague Douglas Murray has said, we're the
almost sounded like a Nazi right
litmus test for the survival of the
Weird.
West, because these people are against the West. They're not for the West. They're against the West. And there's the horseshoe effect of the woke left meeting the woke right and challenging the basic precepts of Western civilization. And I think that has to be challenged not merely by Israel or by me, but by you. And I know that you're doing it, and I want to commend you for doing it.
Well, we've certainly been challenging the woke right, and that's one of the many critics, but we'll continue to do it. Prime Minister, I know you're limited on time. We'll just do a couple more questions. And I want to ask you about the future. And I know that if I say to you, well, what does the future of Gaza look like?
What does your dick taste like,
Netanyahu? We agree. You're going to say, we want the hostages back. We agree. You're going to say,
what is life like outside of a laka?
The 7th again. We agree.
I apologize for talking over that.
The horseshoe effect of the woke left meeting the
double-ended,
and challenging the basic precepts of Western civilization. And I think that has to be challenged not merely by Israel or by me, but by you. And I know that you're doing it, and I want to commend you for doing it.
Well, we've certainly been challenging the woke right, and that's one of many critics, but we'll continue to do it. Prime Minister, I know you're limited on time. We'll just do a couple more questions. And I want to ask you about the future.
Couple questions.
By the way, these guys are 3 inches from each other, and they have separate cameras. Crazy, but don't worry about that.
We've certainly been challenging the woke right, and that's one of many critics, but we'll continue to do it. Prime Minister, I know you're limited on time. We'll just do a couple more questions. And I want to ask you about the future.
These are losers.
I know that if I say to you, well, what does the future of Gaza look like? You're going to say, we got to destroy Hamas.
He's answering for him.
You're going to say, we want the hostages back. We agree. You're going to say, we got to demilitarize Gaza so they can't do October the 7th again. We agree. And then you're going to say, and then we need a civilian government in Gaza that's not hostile to Israel. And that's where you lose me, Prime Minister, because I look at the opinion polls, I look at the people celebrating October the 7th in Gaza, I look at the fact that thousands of civilians crossed into Israel on October the 7th.
Oh my fucking God. He's telling Netanyahu there is no innocence in fucking Gaza. He's saying that right now, Jesse. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
He's saying that.
Part of it, I admit, part of it slipped for me, but then when I was hearing him clarify, yeah, it sounded like he's saying, well, this will just come back like weeds, right? Like
yes. He's saying there is no innocence in Gaza. Like, we agree with you on this, on this, on this. But where we disagree is that you're such a humanitarian that you're going to let the fucking weeds grow back because you're such a humanitarian. That's what they're fucking saying, Jesse. That's so devil. Like, fucking get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
You're too kind. You have to actually put your foot down, baby. You gotta stop
snuff them out. Oh my God. Who are fans of these motherfuckers, bro? Who got tricked by these guys?
So we're on minute 35.
Oh, fuck.
Minute 35. It's not like it's like you gave them an hour, maybe they had to, like some off-air time, but he's going rapid fire because they're running out of time, right? Like, they got no time for this shit. So he's like, all right, he's giving them all the answers, and then he comes up with, okay, I'll listen. I'll listen to it. Holy shit!
How are you going to, like, with the future though? Like, they're so like rabid and animal-like. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Oh my God, these fucking little... Look at them! Look at them. I peeked over again, bro. I'm trying to stay on audio and on the microphone. I looked at him again. I'm like, oh God! How the fuck did you fall for this? It's obvious too. How the fuck did you fall for this? God damn it, bro. All right, here we go.
The Palpatine stare.
They're all trash. Look at them. Come on, dude. Shit. Here we go. Yeah,
That's one of many critics.
nothing redeeming
we'll continue
here.
to do, Prime Minister. I know you're limited on time. We'll just do a couple more questions, and I want to ask you about the future.
Listen to
and I
this
know
shit.
that if I say to you, well, what does the future of Gaza look like? You're going to say, we got to destroy Hamas. We agree. You're going to say, we want the hostages back. We agree. You're going to say, we got to demilitarize Gaza so they can't do October the 7th again. We agree. And then you're going to say, and then we need a civilian government in Gaza that's not hostile to Israel. And that's where you lose me, Prime Minister, because I look at the opinion polls. I look at the people celebrating October the 7th in Gaza. I look at the fact that thousands of civilians crossed into Israel on October the 7th to commit the atrocities that were committed. And I go, these people hate you. They hate you, they hate Israel, and they hate
civilians.
How are you going to have a peaceful coexistence with those people, particularly given the fact that, as Francis mentioned earlier, they have been very heavily radicalized, not only through the education system, but through the fact that they've been on the receiving end on Israel's...
They're telling you, like, these guys are saying, kill fucking babies. They're saying that. Out loud, they're saying that. Who fell for these guys? Like, actually, who fell for them? Come on, dude. What the fuck?
I've never seen such a mask off shit, man.
They're saying kill fucking babies. They're saying that right now. I kid you not. They're not saying it in English. They're saying it through roundabout. Like, if you actually look at the situation, the scenario, if you study it, what they're saying right now is like, well, what do you do with this mess over here? Like, they're saying kill kids, dude. They're saying that on their fucking program. How the fuck did they get away with that? How did they get away with it? It's like, how does that happen? They're saying that, actually. Like, please, I'll play it again. I'll play it again.
He's specifying civilians. So he's already, we talk about how they mix up Hamas with civilians, right? Like, he's not mixing them up here. He's saying
he's saying that. He's saying kill kids.
Yes. Yeah, so he has a problem not just with Hamas, like the hoax here. Not just with Hamas. He is saying, I have a problem with you keeping civilians in their homes, like where they live there. Like he's got a problem with that. The civilians.
It's being baked into their brains since childhood, and like they hate you. How are you going to deal with that? Who says that?
and I just want to dismiss the whole thing because
he's 5'1",
the part,
he's a little guy.
The part that he's, like BB's the angel here, the innocent guy, he's just trying to do his best. But when I hear him say that, after all of this, he could see a civilian, but like when he said not Israelis, to me, I was hearing Trump, like when he was talking about like they would have a separate thing. I wasn't hearing him say like Palestinian. I mean, he could. It's possible. I think to me, it's a little bit ambiguous just because of what we've seen. But I don't give him the benefit of the doubt because I'll listen to him, but I won't give him the benefit of the doubt.
Imagine the woke shit turns like a little bit different now, huh? Once again, people say, "Oh, TDS, Jordan, you have TDS." I heard that before. I'm like, I'm talking about fucking lives being fucking taken, you dummies. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with caring about something, you idiots. Did you get tricked that fucking hard? That caring is a fucking problem? Oh my god. Facts over feelings. And who told you that? Huh? What happened with that? Yeah, you got fucking played. I'm sorry, but Jesse, guess what? These two are idiots. This he's Netanyahu. It's more about the people that listen to this, right? That's the actual lesson from this. It's like, fuck these guys are fucking lost. They're lost, straight up. Not saying lost forever. I'm saying like in this moment right here, they're fucking lost. Nothing I can do about them as of right now. But the audience, guess what? It's time to eat. Grab a spoon, eat your shit, bro, because you deserve it. If you fell into the culture war thing, And it's like, oh my god, triggernometry. I don't get triggered. I'm facts over feelings. And now you see this.
Like you don't stumble
What now?
onto these questions. There's no. I made a I made a mistake. I said the wrong words. Like he's set. Like right now, the host is setting the agenda in terms of like he's owning it. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like,
but in my opinion, like, if I get like talk to these guys, well, maybe not talk to them, but like my videos, they're not gonna hear it. They're not gonna hear the arguments. It'll be all be lost, right? So thus the audience, someone who watched these guys and didn't realize they were being betrayed by these guys. That's who I'm talking to. Where it's like, yo, what the fuck? And when I say like, yo, who the fuck fell for this shit? It's me saying, how the fuck did I fall for this shit? And I had those experiences, by the way. That's what I'm saying. How the fuck did I fall for this? Fuck. Look at them. The way they talk, the way they do everything. How the fuck did I fall for this? That's what I'm saying. Whatever. All right. Here we go. Just keep playing.
Government in Gaza that's not hostile to Israel. And that's where you lose me, Prime Minister, because I look at the opinion polls, I look at the people celebrating October the 7th in Gaza, I look at the fact that thousands of civilians crossed into Israel on October the 7th to commit the atrocities that were committed. And
I know what you're doing, you little fuckface loser.
They hate you, they hate Israel, and they hate Jews. How are you going to have a peaceful coexistence with those people, particularly given the fact that, as Francis mentioned earlier, they have been very heavily radicalized, not only through the education system, but through the fact that they've been on the receiving end on Israel's war effort?
Well, I think what you're pointing out to is that you need also a program of de-radicalization. Now, has that been done in societies that have been conditioned to hate?
So they're all guilty. Got it.
Their adversaries. Yes, of course. It's been done in two places prominently, in Japan and in Germany, but it's also been done in the Middle East. I mean, there have been very
conditioned to hate
programs, successful programs of de-radicalization.
Just
in
get
some
mirror.
of the Gulf states,
They hate Jews, man.
Actually proving to be
they have to be
to break the this prototype of Arab societies that cannot seize the future. I'm not saying they're model democracies, mind you.
Huh?
They're not.
Asking Benjamin Netanyahu the tough questions. Fucking vomit worthy. Disgust, like actual stomach turning. Fuck.
But they certainly want to
idiot.
seize modernity and not go back.
Or you're not real. You're not a
savage and
not
early
an actual
medievalism
person. There's no more
Islamic
context.
fundamentalists want to drag us all to. So
full of shit.
I think that there's a need for de-radicalization. It has to be part of the reconstruction of Gaza. You not only.
I question if his coffee's real. That's how fake these motherfuckers are, bro. That's how fake they are. I question if the coffee's fucking real itself. We're there.
I peeked at the comments.
Gaza, you also
in the that I peeked at the comments, and I think you'll see some accessory there too.
Okay, I'll look through. I mean, I end this here. Honestly, there is no real interview, no real questions. I mean, once again, his coffee looks fake. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, man. The flag, look at the flag. The flag looks fucking fake as shit. It looks like it's laminated, like like a laminated fucking flag. Everything screams bullshit. That's picture in the background looks like bullshit too. Everything about this looks fucking fake. It looks like Epstein's fucking jail footage, right? Or the cell footage where they're not actually at a cell. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? Aspect ratio, what the fuck? But alright, here we go. You say we did it. 4 more minutes left.
De-radicalize Gaza. It's going to be a heavy lift, but it's necessary, and it can be done.
Yeah, sure.
Prime Minister, final question we ask all of our guests on the
Final
show is,
question.
what is the one thing that we are not talking about as a society, and in your case, as
Why
a
is he-
civilization,
why is he
I would say? What are
giggling
we
as
not
he's
talking
talking?
about?
Why does he have giggle face on when he's talking? When he's asking questions?
Of Gaza.
Weird. I think
you
it's
not
weird.
only reconstruct Gaza, you also de-radicalize Gaza. It's going to be a heavy lift, but it's necessary, and it can be done.
Prime Minister, final question we ask all of our guests on the show is, what is the one thing that we are not talking about as a society, and in your case, as a civilization, I would say? What are we not talking about within Western civilization that we should be talking about?
Western civilization.
Well, three things.
Hamas,
History,
Iran.
history, and history. This is an ahistorical generation that is being raised here. And if its sense of history goes back to breakfast, you're lucky. And unless you know how we got here,
because we're young.
you don't know how to
stupid.
proceed from here. And that is, I think, lacking. Not lacking on your part, obviously. But
History's too far away. We're going to make
you agree?
history.
You think
I
there's...
certainly would, but can you flesh that out for us? What are the lessons you
Pause.
would want people to take from history that you feel that they're not?
Well, I'll tell you the lessons that we, the Jewish people, took from history. Number one is when somebody says they're going to annihilate you, take it seriously. Don't wait for
Holy
them
shit.
to do it, but prevent them, as we did in the remarkable action that we took against Iran, because they
Oh,
were
I thought you were talking about you.
nuclear weapons, and they were going to have 20,000 ballistic missiles, 1-ton ballistic missiles, that on a country the size of Israel, which is tiny, it's like the size of Wales or New Jersey.
But not as tiny as Palestine.
That would
Wales and
obliterate
New
us. So
Jersey.
we had to take action, and we didn't wait for them to annihilate us first. And I think that
Iran to annihilate
I think
you.
in general,
You bomb
for
them
the
first. Got it.
democracies, I would say, well, how about remembering Churchill's warning? He said that the
How does he not
democracies
see?
Churchill.
fall into the
appealing to your
slumber of
Britishness.
democracies. And he said that it's only when the jarring gong of danger wakes them up that they do something about it. Well,
Churchill was
they
a
might sleep
cunt,
through the jarring
but
gong
whatever.
of danger, because I think it's gonging well enough right now. You have these Islamic radicals, Islamist radicals that want to tear up Arab society. They want to subjugate all the
How does he not
Muslims. They want to
see
destroy
exactly what he
Israel.
says
They
is
want
his
to
enemy he's
obliterate
doing?
Christians one after the other. And they say they're
Well,
going
we know with
after
him,
you.
but like, what's
They're
the excuse for
developing
these two?
intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach into Europe and soon into
They
the
got
United
nothing.
States.
They're full of shit.
And Western leaders can go on blaming
It could
Israel
reach the United States.
for this.
Your
for fighting
audience.
this common menace.
The ones you abused, like
or they
children.
can do something about it. And it remains to be seen whether they've drawn the lesson. But we've learned the lessons of history. Somebody says he's going to kill you, wake up in time. And you know something? That's from
BB's
biology.
going to
too.
kill.
For an organism to survive, it has to recognize danger in time. And it has two options at that point. To
Murder
fight
everybody
or
around
flight.
it.
Flight or fight. And we have nowhere to flee. We're in
Fight
our ancestral
or
homeland,
fight.
and we're not going anywhere.
Idiots. They're abusing you.
So we fight them, but we're not fighting them only on our behalf. We're fighting them
Fighting
on
for
your
you.
behalf too. And I hope
It's
that
for you in
doing this
America.
for you.
I hope that you have the opportunity to carry this message far and wide. So I thank you for this.
Thank you for your time, Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Our soldiers are sacrificing for you.
That's conversation.
The mood music about history, which I
Stop it. Bullshit.
What's it? Check the comments. Check the comments.
Comments. Sure.
I mean, it is.
Okay, that's from them.
It's something's happening. Unless it's mine. Yeah.
The strange irony of our era is that two stand-up comics have taken on the responsibility to that mainstream media abandoned. These are comedians?
Oh yeah.
No, they're not.
I-
No, they're
I've
not. Nope,
read
nope,
that.
nope. I'm not doing it.
I
Nope.
read that in Wikipedia.
These are not stand-ups. Nope. No, they are not.
According to Wikipedia.
Nope. They're not, Jesse. Stop it. They are not.
Yeah, that guy's.
You were both just invited into Gaza to see the tunnels and the state of Gaza. Okay. I really hope that you say yes to that invitation and film it. Maybe make a long episode out of it. These are robots. No.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
fucking robots.
Actually, I was wondering if it was my algorithm, because they might be sorted differently by the person. These are the same ones I saw like a couple hours ago. Like the exact same ones, yeah.
Here's Morgan crying in jealousy, not getting that interview.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, okay. Actually, first, let me be real. There are bots, like human bots, that exist.
Agreed.
That
Agreed.
exists.
Those also took that into consideration, and then I was like, all right, well, let
Then you
me
kept
scroll
scrolling.
one page. Let me scroll 2 pages.
I kept scrolling and
Let me scroll 5 pages. No one is critical of this as far as I was able to find. Now this could be like a very long scroll, right? Like they might have thousands, who knows? But I could not see them.
Fucking Christ. Yeah. All right. Does anyone else remember journalism? This is journalism.
I mean, this is stand up, right? Like this is stand up.
Oh fuck. There...
Stand up's in the comments.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious. Does anyone remember? Anyone else remember journalism? This is journalism. It's one of the funniest shit I think I've ever heard. Okay, ask the questions without an agenda. Listen to the answers. Push back and clarify where necessary. That's not what I just fucking saw. Oh fuck. The interview of Tommy Robinson and now Netanyahu seems like a turning point for journalism in our time.
Yes.
No, these are bots, Jesse. No, these are straight up bots. These are bots.
Okay, so you get to question, like you get to read something like that, and you're like, all right, there's fanboys. We recognize the fanboys, right? That exists. What the hell is this that we're reading right there? Like,
where it's like the idea of like of our times, like the best of our times.
Yes.
That idea is like even fanboys aren't doing that. They're not doing that. Like that's
like you would have had
crazy.
to see something that like you admire to some degree, right? like wow, like nobody really does this.
It sounds like Madden from like 1999, where like like you have like you have like certain catchphrases, and you have like the player name, right? Where it's like, what a great catch from John Smith. Wow, touchdown! Right, where it's like they have to like they do like studio like record. There's no contextual like, you know what I'm saying, like contextual like sounds for when they say names. Oh my God, what a catch by Bob! Jesus Christ, touchdown! Right? It's like it's like very like that's what their fucking statements look like. Look at this shit. The interview of Tommy Robinson and how Netanyahu seems like a turning point for journalism.
Yes. That's what I was.
I almost fell to my fucking chair. That's so fucking funny, dude. That's brilliant.
Like, that's not a fanboy. That's a Mad Lib, right? It's not a fanboy statement. It's a Mad Lib.
What the fuck?
For people who still know what Mad Lib is, but yeah.
I am wrecked by that. Holy fuck. That is so fucking funny. Oh my God, what a dunk by LeBron James. Wow. It's like the fucking ad-libbing in.
That is very Joe Roganish.
That's so fucking
whoever's
funny.
in front of him, that is the best ever of our times.
Oh fuck. Congratulations, guys. You just made the top story on Telegraph's front page. Well done. Yeah, these are not real people, bro. I don't believe them. I find it disgusting the people who are mad at these guys when they when what they are doing is proper journalism. It's like a proper journalism? Like who says that? Like the journalism. Who says that? Especially when it comes to like podcaster. Who uses that word, journalism? No one does. Is it like a British thing? Like everything about this, talking to people impartially is important to journal. Like it's not real. No, it's not real, Jesse. Nah, it's not real. Look at this. I find it disgusting the people who are mad at these guys when what they are doing is proper journalism. Talking to people impartially is important to journalism. It's like, no, it's not real, dude. It's not a real sense from people. There's no way
These
that's
guys are
real.
doing a good job. I'm happy.
I'm fucking brain wrecked. I thought I was gonna be like, no. Like, actually,
Yeah.
I did believe you when you said it, but I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be like, oh, maybe it's like kind of
Yeah.
ambiguous
Yeah,
a bit or vague or who knows, right?
I
But it's so
I
blatant.
read this and I'm like, this is special. This is special.
I swear to God, I kid you not. This comment section by itself deserves its own video. I kid you not.
Yeah.
It actually does deserve that. That
I-
one's incredible to me right there.
Which pick one? Pick a super sus one. Click on the profile. Just I didn't try this yet, but
Okay.
I'm curious.
Full screen right there. I want to find that one with the journalism twice. This guy right here.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let me do
If the
this.
profile, yeah, does it give you?
5 subscribers. British. Serial
5 is more than.
killer.
Nope.
2015, man. Look at that. It's fair. Nothing here though.
Yeah.
Okay. Playlist.
2015. This looks like a normal profile, I guess.
Well, I know in gaming you can be on PC, but make your shit look like you're on console. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on like PlayStation or Xbox or something like that, right? Meanwhile, you're playing on your PC. So, I can't.
Well, the
can't.
comments are crazy as hell. Now, the profile looks
I
normal,
don't believe them.
but
I
the
don't believe it.
comments
No.
do not.
I don't believe them, Jesse. I don't believe it. I think this was a
Well-
AI generated playlist of music. I'm sorry. I don't believe it, dude. I don't believe that one.
Well, I don't believe I don't know. I don't believe the comments. Like these comments don't look
Jesse.
normal.
Jesse, these guys are doing a good job, and I'm happy to see them get such a big interview. Who the fuck talks like that? 2025. Who the fuck types like that or talks like that? No one. I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe it. Nope. I don't care.
It's like a
Show me the
farm bot
evidence.
thing.
I don't
Like they
believe
pay-
this. I don't believe it.
I don't know.
Fuck me, having been a fanboy from the fan capital F capital B boy from the beginning, seeing these lads deliver power like this on new media makes me so proud of them. Go get 'em, Constantine and Francis. You both rock. This is not real. Nope. That rabbit hole, Jesse. I'm running away from this rabbit hole right now. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay.
I'm running away right now. Good luck, YouTube. If you see the, don't look at the comments. Run away from them. Okay. Unless you want your own like Black Mirror Twilight Zone episode, run away from the comments. I'm telling you right now. Run for your lives. But there's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment. Agree. Okay. Any bot in this comment section, please do not comment on my videos. Run away. Don't do it. If you see them flag, don't flag anyone. I'm just saying. It's a joke. Whatever. Please comment if you agree, disagree. Is this a real interview? Most importantly, like for anyone real watching, is this interview like actually real? Is it bullshit? Was Netanyahu given like pre-scripted questions? Were these two fucks given pre-scripted answers? Actually, seriously, like actually consider that question, then tell me in the comment section. Do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate. All the links you see in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, check out the Discord link. If you want to join that and talk some shit, please go ahead. And obviously, with all that said, give this video The fucking bot comments, I think, are just egregious. Hey, listen, man. Let's talk about journalism. But then again, I really do like journalism. And my favorite friend's name is journalism. It's like a bot, like just making these comments out left and right. Good God. Anyways, with all that said, please give this video a thumbs down.